Good morning. Listen. Listen. It's just Saturday morning. It's one of those mornings. It's not.
Chugga chugga choo choo, mother lovers. Show how much you're hot for teacher by getting this hype train to a new record. Early morning flustered cutie goblin time.
Barely 9:20. It's barely 9:20. I'm barely wait. In the corner of my eye, I'm seeing that bar go up. It's making me nervous. It's making me nervous. Alrighty. Let me pull up this list. Let me pull up this list. This is fine. This is fine. Let me get some music going on while y'all vibe. Maybe it'll calm my nerves a little bit. You know, you never know. You never know. Let me get to the beginning of this. I was having a rough night last night, but I'm feeling much better. I think sleep really helped. And just making sure I ate a lot of food, that helps a lot. Oh, I made some really good curry last night. Ooh, it was tasty. It was really good. Maybe I was just really, really hungry. No, I was feeling sick, actually. I was quite nauseous. Bread and apple. I love apple zings. Thank you. Whew, alrighty. Here's the beginning of the list. Oh, good. Took me a second. Come on, work. Good morning. Good morning. Are you here to learn today? Are we here for learning? We should be.
Mother, I must tell you something. Come closer. Closer. Little closer. Mwah. You cute.
Come on. I thought I was gonna learn some eldritch horrors. I was gonna learn a new secret about the universe and be ready to mentally break down, but no. Feel like just being funny. Ooh. Impact, thank you for the head pats. Ooh, and Gecko. Hi, Gecko. I hope you're doing good. 19 months. Yeah, 19 months. It's been time. I can't believe that. Time is fake. And I can't tell if that's just because of the panini or because, like, I have an adult job, like, where I pay taxes and like, just life has been happening. Time's going way too fast. I can't catch up. NEKO, no, what, panini? Yeah, exactly. I'm in denial too. Don't worry about it. Ooh, Davidino, thank you for the posture check. Good for my back. Good for my artist fingers. Oh, I can feel it stretching in my fingers. Oh, wow. David McBowie, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Uh-oh. Ty Perez, thank you for the resub. Happy 7 months. Welcome back. Uh-oh. Sky. Good morning to you. Happy 19 months, baby. It's been a long ride, but I hope it's been fun. Whew. We're drawing bones. Yep. From the A bone to the Z bone. Whatever that means. I should know. I'm the teacher. I should know what this means. Comedy, thank you for the resub. Happy 18 months. I can stream baby. Let's go. Whew. This guy's been a blast. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And Blood Asp, thank you for the tips. Lunkin, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good Saturday. And Cam, thank you for the gifted sub. Mariak, thank you for the hydrate. I need it. I have tea and water, so I'm set for today. I had breakfast, which was a rice bowl with eggs. It was very, very tasty. Oh, it goes down easy. What? Comedy. Thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Fancy Soups, thank you for the 100 shinies. Atorio and Amninter. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And Ketster, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh gosh. Super Zimbu, thank you for the 100 shinies. It's not an apple for the teacher, but here you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I've been collecting more of my pocket change in my jar, and it's so much fun to shake around. It's heavy now, though. It could definitely be used as a blunt weapon. And Bloodhouse, thank you for the 100. Britisher, welcome back. Happy 16 months. Have a good one. Whew. Morning, Alden. I'm doing pretty good. So pretty with classes. Thank you, Ender King. They make me feel smart. They make me feel smart. Ooh. I'm just stretching my hands real quick. I remember we went over exercises to prevent carpal tunnel. I'm just gonna put my hands in front of me and stretch them real quick. And then I got my stress ball I can squeeze. And now we're pretty much just relaxing and learning about bones. Bones are actually quite fun.
It's Honey. The cutest, adorable, amazing, inspiring, awesome, great, cute, did I say cute? Ah, I love you so much. Mwah mwah mwah. Oh, by the way, what a nice starting soon. I wonder who made it. I kiss you.
I kiss you. I wonder who made it. Could it be the lovely NEKO? If you do exclamation point and like NEKO in chat, you will actually find the wonderful artist who did it. It is very, very beautiful. NEKO surprised me with it. Ah! It was so much. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so beautiful and I wasn't expecting it. NEKO, better watch out. I'm gonna get you back for this. Watch yourself. No kind deed goes... What's the saying? No kind deed goes unnoticed, maybe? The revenge art begins. Being amazed is always... Yep. Oh, it was so nice of you. Oh, thank you. It was so nice and just a beautiful thing to see so late at night. I was very tired. I've been working.
Honey, it's that time of the year. Time to go chibi, spin around and sing padaru padaru padaru.
It's time to sing the meme song. You know, I didn't actually know what the Podaru meme was for a long time. Like, I didn't know what it was until very recently, actually. It's a weird Christmas meme. Burning paper giant bones, you say? Crunchy. Good for a soup stock. But we can't cook these ones. These ones are for learning. For learning. Honest question about Gobbo anatomy. Are Gobbo's ears your Roger's area? I don't know. Are yours? No good deed goes unpunished. That's the one. Yes. Yes. That's the saying. Rumbus? Oh gosh. Happy December. I heard a Christmas song on the radio. Oh, I was not ready. Let me tell you, I was not ready. I heard it and the rest of the stations were not playing any Christmas music. I was like, it has begun. Ooh. Also, thank you so much for the level 6 hype train. It's early. You don't gotta do that. I appreciate it so much. It's early. It's early. I just got back. I missed yesterday's stream. Thank you for the level 6 train. That's very, very kind of you. Ooh. Best part is you don't need to change because your outfit's already color-coded for it. Exactly. I'm already in season, baby. I'm always in season. Not ready for Christmas. I'm still processing. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm still processing the panini. I was having a talk with my siblings and I was like, should we do Christmas gifts? I don't wanna. I don't know. If I start looking for Christmas gifts, I have to acknowledge that time has passed and I'm not ready for that. Mariah Carey has risen from her slumber. It's always waiting. Her time. Morning holiday. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I got some good food in me. I got some tea. Let me make sure I didn't miss any redeems before we move on, because I know I missed some. That's just how that be.
This is Snack. All newcomers must pay 100 bits for gob tax.
That is a blatant lie. Why are you lying to my chat? Come on. Come on. They're smarter than this. But Impact, thank you for the head pads. I'll put those on right now. I accidentally looked at how many people were here and I'm nervous. Come on! Come on! I was ready. I was emotionally ready. I had a plan. And now I'm getting nervous. Also, little NEKO, thank you for the 100. You did not forget to pay taxes. There's no taxes here. It's fine. It's fine. Whew. There's some really relaxing music in the background. Yeah! It's the League of Legends Diana playlist. It's lo-fi that you can just listen to. And I find it's really good for stream music, because it's copyright free. I haven't tried God of War Quidditch. I've actually not played any video games since September. With the exception of Splatoon for like 2 hours, maybe once a week. Because I'm currently working on a model that is the most complex model I've worked on in a very, very long time. I'm very excited for y'all to see it. It's not mine. It is for someone else. But basically, I've been hunkering down and going, all right, we're working on this. I'm putting as much time as possible into this before I start working and starting new games, you know? I want to play God of War so bad. I want to play. I want to play these games. Yes, Sky, I wonder why I haven't played any video games. I wonder why I've been such a good little gob. Dang it, Bridger. What you doing? Let me try to refresh this again. I think I know what part of it might be. I think Windows had an update, and it might be messing up a couple things behind the scenes, as most Windows updates do. Why is it so hard to be a VTuber sometimes? Listen, I just want to be a silly little guy on the internet. Let me be a silly little guy. Stop holding me back. NEKO. Oh, bye, honey. Now Snack can take control. You know he'd be great at it. He'd be a great host. Ooh, brain focus, please. I love such weird. But you really cannot focus to save your life.
Yes, homie, Dad on boy is calling you.
It really is. Dad of War is really calling me. Davidino, thank you for the ear wiggles and thank you for waiting. And Oryu and Yuma, thank you for the breathe redeem. I need this real bad. Be gone, bot. Get out of here. Thanks, guy. You beat me to it. Dang, I was ready to kill! In fact, thank you for the song redeem. We can get to that now that I've mildly controlled whatever's on my desktop. Whew. I'm not feeling nauseous today, but my brain is a little bit slower than usual, which might be good actually, because maybe if I slow down to think about things a little better, I'll be able to like eloquently present anatomy to y'all. That might be good. Yeah, you might slow down the brain. Exactly. But Impact, thank you for the song redeem. We will do that right about now. Hopefully my throat is feeling better. I think like winter has just kind of messed up my vocal cords a little bit. So cold air sucks, but it's actually pretty nice. Feels good. I can wear warmer clothes now. I can go to bed with like full like pants and sweater PJs, and it's so cozy. It's so nice. Sit. Oh yes. I think winter is the one season I'll drink caffeinated tea because this real embarrassing, but the sun went down and 1 hour later I passed out. So that means I passed out at like 5. This happened 2 days in a row. So I'm taking vitamin D pills. I'm drinking caffeinated drinks now. This is a wild time of year. This is a wild time of year that I was not prepared for.
Question: what would you like for Christmas? We would like to know. P.S. Honey Goblin is a good bean, changed my mind.
What do I want for Christmas? I want people to be happy. I want my friends and everyone to be happy and have a good time. That's about it. Because everything else I can do myself. And Swartzeny, thank you for the resub. Happy 2 months. Welcome back. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Can't say anything? Oh, it's time for a song. Do a little short warm-up song today. Take another sip. I can feel like winter causing my like sinuses to plug up, and it's the most annoying feelings. I'm like, I swear I can sing and talk better than this, but it's winter. You're okay. You're alright. I'll never ever leave your side. I will stay and I will fight with you. You're okay. You're alright. I'll stay here through the darkest night. All the way I will fight with you. Ooh. Alright, brain's feeling a bit better. I don't know. I just needed something big for my brain to focus on. Ooh, thank you, guy. There we go. Ooh. Music. All right. I love Centaur World. I'm gonna rewatch it. I've been rewatching Cuphead recently. It's just so comfy and fun and bouncy. Arthur, thank you for the posture check. Ah, excuse me. Just in time for your voice. Thank you, Mega Scrub. That one is a very comfy song, yeah. Thank you. All right, let's see. Just moving over a couple things so that I can see what is going on. Yeah. All right, sweet. All right.
I wanted to share some knowledge to the class teacher, so here is a fact. Did you know that people who own koi fish bonds every fourth fish is fake? So you would have the koi fish labeled like A, B, C, and then you would have the decoy.
Oh! That took me so long. I was like, think about this. Let me think about this joke. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, y'all are teaching snack. Wonderful jokes. Been too busy snuggling my grandfolks' doggos to watch shows. That sounds so good. Whew. Oh man, my sibling came over and was like, hey, can you watch this dog for a second? And I'm like, no. I'm in bed. And I'm tired. I'm so sorry I can't watch your dog. And they were like, oh, okay, maybe tomorrow. And so I'm hanging out with them today after stream. Got 1 week left of college and I'll be free. Nice and blue. At least until I find a school to take an online master's in. But at least I won't have to worry about it a month. Nice. Ooh, take it easy. Nice to know music helps more than just be focused. Lesson time. Yeah, it's time for learning. It's time for art. Let me see. So, today's lesson plan. Let's go over that. A friend recently convinced me to get back into my art. Told me to start not safe for work stuff to get anatomy down. Honestly, yeah, I can understand that. That is the advice that some artist gives, and that's valid advice, honestly. Because a lot of not safe for work art involves learning how anatomy works and how like skin and muscle folds in certain positions. Technically, I guess you can consider life drawing a type of not safe for work because, you know, you are drawing nude figures. So I can see how that can apply. Time to see honey worker sorcery. This is Art 101, baby. It's for everybody. So, bones. We're gonna go over the skull. That includes teeth and shape. We're gonna go over general shape. And that goes over proportions. Actually, I'll put that in a separate one. There we go. Excuse my writing. Haku Power, thank you for the happy 2 months. Welcome back. Hello to you too. And Abyssal's now. Thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy 2 months. Maelstrom, good luck adulting. We do not speak of life drawing. Life drawing's really hard. Life drawing's really hard. But it's so good for you. But yeah, skull, general body, proportions. Those are the kind of the big three we're gonna go through. Also gonna go through... This is a general one that you're gonna notice we're gonna do a lot, but we're gonna learn how to simplify skeletons to draw them faster. Because it's not really practical to draw a full skeleton every time you want to do some art. It doesn't quite work. It's not, time-wise, not really feasible. Real folks bones? I have those. Yeah, everybody's got them. You can reference them. Hope you can document this so I can watch this in the future. Yeah, this will be on my VOD channel later. It will get uploaded eventually because I space out my VODs. But yeah, there will always be a point where you can watch this later. So if you miss the class, don't worry. That's okay. I don't know why, but my Twitter always proposes me anatomy tutorials. Does it make that for y'all too? Sometimes. The algorithm's weird. So, skull, which is teeth. Teeth are actually quite fun to draw, and they're really, really interesting once you learn how to break them down. However, it can be very frustrating, and you don't always have to follow the rules, because sometimes that makes for good character design. Good morning, Achilles. Wow. And Almost, thank you for the breathe. Alright, and so we begin. As you can see, I've grabbed just 2 very general skeleton pictures. You can also do this anytime you want to do art. Whew. Collect. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That's a lot. Whew. Very generous of you. Thank you. You did not have to do that. Right. You can do this for almost any picture. You can grab almost any skeleton reference, and it'll probably be pretty close to anatomically correct. We can also go over different types of skeletons. For example, like cis female and cis male, because, you know, there are some differences. But generally, you only really need to know one. Taco, thank you for the hydrate. Yes, I get to drink more tea. Excuse me. Thanks, Millennial Man. So, drawing a skeleton like this is really good for learning. So I do recommend trying to draw a anatomically accurate skeleton every once in a while. I actually used to do this back when I was in high school because I just had an OC that was a skeleton man, and it was really fun. Maybe I'll draw him later. Maybe we'll see. But if you look at, we're gonna focus on the front. So if you look at the skeleton, you can see all the names of the pieces here. And if you want to, you can memorize them. However, I have not, and it doesn't impact me too much. So don't worry about the names. Unless you are a medical student, you probably don't need to know all these. You can usually remember what they are. King Colas, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm always amazed when people are like, yeah, I'm gonna give my prime to you. And I'm like, I'm flattered. I'm very flattered. Oh my gosh. Who cares about the names when you have the shapes memorized? To a certain extent, actually true. So, I'm gonna go over proportions because that is actually a fun way of learning. Usually, proportions are by head size. Unbuilt Paradigm, thank you for the prime. Welcome in, thank you. So,
there is sizo art, where people are usually dressed. There's unsizo art, where people are usually not dressed. And there's skeleton art, the ultimate degeneracy.
Peeling back the layers, baby. You walk out in a skeleton, not allowed. Free the bones. Let's see. So, got one head, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how anatomically correct this is, but this seems pretty correct. This is art, so maybe it's a little off. But usually, you can go by how many head pieces for feet. So if you have a character whose head size is like this small and the body is about this big, it gives the illusion of them looking taller. It's a fun little trick. If you make the head look bigger, they usually look younger or smaller because that's kind of how kids are proportioned. Just a fun little proportion trick. Another fun proportion trick. Free bones. The elbows are usually right around the base of the rib cage. You can see how it creates a tangent with this line. But the elbows go around here. These bones here, the forearm and the bicep bones, they're usually about the same length. The hands, usually mid-thigh. Like the tips of the fingers usually reach mid-thigh. You can push this. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. I love pushing this. Sometimes it's really fun to give characters really long arms and big hands because it makes them creature design so much fun. But generally, if you're trying to stick for like human-esque proportions, this is kind of what you go for. Yeah, Seiko, it's a really neat trick. Tell them thanks. It's a very nice thing of you to say. Thank you. If you're cold, they're cold. Free your bones. I have an entire page in my sketchbook somewhere filled with bones, mostly skulls. That is really good. But yeah, skeleton hands, very difficult. Very, very difficult. I'm trying to think of any of the other proportion tricks I have while I still have this up. Ah, yes. Usually, The femur and the shin bones, also about the same length. This is a femur. The big bone. Apparently this is a really, really... Like, if you break this, it is very, very dangerous. Because it's so vital. But nice thing is, modern medicine allows us to put a metal hole in there and kind of fix it. Thanks, guy. So here's something that I will try to go over. But it is very difficult, even for experienced artists. Blues. Babies have big old heads and eyes, why cheaper. Yeah, the proportions for children is the head is really big in comparison to the body, and that's kind of what makes them look cute, young. So if you want a character that is like, if you want to draw a character that's like a child, like usually anywhere from, I think the ages is like 5 to 12-ish. Usually just making sure that the head is about maybe like a fourth of the body proportions. That's how you can make a character look younger, and vice versa. If you want a character to look older, you space that out a bit.
I know that some people have ribs that stick out more than others. So would you just draw the ribs bigger, or is there a different technique?
Sometimes there are different shapes. For some people, for example, I think this is a typically masculine skeleton. I don't know, because proportions vary so much. People look different. It really depends on the person. You can draw them with protruding ribs, you can draw them with ribs a little bit more caved, or you can draw them with wider ribs. It's very different. Note that Honey's apparently 5 to 12 years old. I am a baby and a granny at the same time. It's wild. Oh yes, another anatomy trick real quick. The skull usually can fit inside of the rib cage. Usually. There are exceptions, as there always are. But generally, the head can fit inside the ribcage. Those are some really basic proportion tricks. Again, another proportion trick is the hand is about the size of the face. And when I say face, I mean like jaw to eyebrow, not the full head. That's usually how big a hand is in proportion to a body. Hey, Lux. Does this style of proportions work with Goblin anatomy too? Yes and no. Goblin anatomy is very interesting because it requires you to already have a fairly good understanding of anatomy, but you know how to break the rules of anatomy to add appeal to a pre-existing, not a pre-existing, but to a design. So, for example, really quick, Goblin proportions would probably, say this person's about 6 feet tall. Goblin proportions would be a little bit more like this. Usually wider head, rib cage, fairly small, hips, and then legs. This is kind of more Goblin
favorite
proportions.
Instrument is a trombone. X3.
That is a good one. That's a good one. Trombone. Anyways, right. Goblin proportion would be something like this. So a little bit closer to chibi, actually. So closer to, like, shorter person or children's anatomy. However, the difference being, in my opinion, with short stacks versus drawing children is usually the proportion of the hips and chest. So, like, usually you can make the hips very wide. It is really tough. Like, even I struggle with it. And I don't quite have the right answer for that, I don't think. And he draws herself real leggy for a gob. Yeah, exactly. Proportions really do vary. Like, because I'm so used to drawing human anatomy, a lot of my anatomy that I've learned translates into the way I draw goblins and short stacks. So it's always like my brain's fighting with each other. Short stacks are 50% hips. There are a lot of hips, I will say. How do you explain the gubbos in the anime the time got reincarnated in slime? I don't know. I can't explain everything. I'm not the expert. All I can do is share what I know, and hopefully that can help you to make decisions. Alright, I'm going to show y'all how to simplify a skeleton so that you don't have to draw every single little individual bone when you're doing anatomy. So, the way I like to simplify skulls...
Two goblins walk into a bar. You think one of them would have seen it.
The bar's really low, okay? Sometimes you just bang your head on it. We're gonna draw the jaw. This is generally how I simplify a skull. If you want to, you can do this. Because it's fun. Just adding little teeth. Spine, I literally just draw as a straight line. Because I'm not going to draw each individual vertebrae. That's just not a good use of time. I just want to apologize for the jokes. No worries. Thank you for doing that, you know? It makes all the difference if you realize something and then change your behavior around it. Don't worry about it. Thank you very much. Papyrus, is that you? Every skeleton is just papyrus. Now here's a fun one. The way I simplify ribs is I draw an upside down heart. That's it. That's just ribs. You can draw little lines here if you want a little extra detail, but for the most part, it is an upside down heart with like vents. Shoulders, collarbone. Again, this is where stick figures come in. Very simple. Hips. Hips are very difficult to draw, just because they're not straight on. They're kind of tilted naturally because the spine curves. It's not a straight line. So it's not as if like everything is straight and then the ribs just hang off of the spine like this. It's like, no. The spine curves to contour almost around the rib cage, and then the hips kind of do this. That's hard to explain, but for the most part, that is how it goes. So, nope.
Gobi proportions. Cute head. Followed by cute and or sexy body. Followed by grabbable waist. Followed by thick thighs. Followed by feetsies. All around cute and huggable, just like honey.
Special. Also, PR Pain. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Ooh, thank you so much. My heart. My brain is like, yeah, we're really focused. We're really getting into bone anatomy. And then my heart is like, but people. Scoliosis is a little, it's a little tricky. Yeah, a little bit, honestly. It's hard to tell because these are just front on and back on pictures. But it gives the illusion that skeletons are like this, when in actuality, no, they naturally curve. Having a very, very straight spine, I don't think it's good because, you know, your actual body can't support that. So I guess when people say straighten up, they mainly mean straighten your back so that your head rests above your shoulders so you're not leaning forward. I always thought it meant like, yeah, straighten like this. You know, the lower part of your back all the way down, make it a very straight line. But you can't really do that. You can get close, but you can't do it completely. De-shrimp yourself. Stretch.
Why didn't the skeleton laugh at the joke? Because he didn't have a funny bone.
Been a long time since I hit my funny bone. It hurts. I don't like it. So for the hips, it is kind of like another heart. However, if you want it to be more accurate, it's a bit more like butterfly wings. See? Butterfly. Like a little heart down here. That's kind of how you can draw a pelvis. You don't have to draw the pelvis like that, because a lot of the times I actually just draw a box. I'll show you the box method in a little bit. But for now, I'm just trying to show you how I simplify skeletons. Pretty simple, same thing here. Show the bicep, forearm, and so the hips connected, or the femur that connects to the pelvis is slightly tilted. You don't have to draw it like this, but it is good to understand why it might be like this. So you see how these bones are not at a straight angle down? You can draw them as a straight angle down because it can help with the pose. However, if you are drawing anatomically correct, they tilt inwards slightly. And then they straighten up down here for the shins. Record, thank you for the gifted sub to the Goblin guy. Thank you. So the pelvis is just a heart with a butt. Yeah, pretty much. It's a butterfly and then a heart inside of it. That's just drawing it from the front. Drawing it from the side is a bit more difficult. And like, I'll show you the tricks I use for that. Beep.
2 skeleton detectives were investigating a crime scene with multiple suspects. One says, "No matter what, we will narrow down the suspects until we find who did this."
Dang it. My love of puns is distracting me. Kind of like a butterfly with wings half open. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Stretching my own back now. I'm thinking about my own vertebra. Legs bend out at the knees. The knees are diagonal. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Rip a zombie. Went to the chiropractor due to a work accident. Turns out both my neck and back are straight, and they say it's a blunt force impact. Oof. Hopefully it's not causing pain. Vertebra. Yeah, you don't have to draw every single vertebra. In fact, I don't actually know. I don't remember how many vertebrae there are. You can draw it like this because, you know, it gives volume. You can also draw the breastbone, which is just this bone here. That's the bone you're supposed to press on when you do CPR. And then in the back, there are shoulder blades, I believe they're called. Scapula. Yeah. These are super frustrating to draw. Like, super frustrating. And I'll tell you why in a sec. I'll just show you what I do for the back. Pretty much the same as the front. Only difference is, for the rib cage, don't really draw the breastbone. It's still just ribs. For the head, same thing. Don't really draw the front. It's just the back. For the scapula.
33 vertebrae make up the spine.
33 vertebrae. Oh, okay. Thanks, Payne. So, the scapula is a floating bone. You can feel it on the back. Like, reach behind you, feel your scapula, or even, like, look in the mirror, see if you can look behind you, and move your arm up and down and forward and back. It's not really attached to anything on your back. It, in fact, is attached to your shoulder, pretty much. And so it moves with your shoulder. If your arm moves up, a lot of the times it will move down like this. And that is a bit hard to grasp in your brain. So I highly recommend when you're looking at, when you're trying to draw something from behind or like any of these bones, do use reference because you can see how it moves rather than trying to guess. They're floaty bones. It's a big old gripper pad to provide leverage for your shoulders. Yeah, it has its purpose for sure. Everything does. It's just hard to understand what it looks like and draw it. Probably one of the more frustrating things to ever draw. It looks really good when you can draw it well, but until you can draw it well, it's very frustrating. Didn't even know what a scapula was until I watched Jimmy Neutron. And I missed it. I was like one of those kids that missed out on like Jimmy Neutron and like even a little bit of Fairly Odd Parents. So I watched them as a teenager. And like they're really fun. They're fun shows and I missed them.
Y'all be ribbing me with these bone jokes. Very humorous, rattles me every time.
Think of a seesaw? Yeah, I guess it would be kind of like a seesaw. but it also contours around the rib cage. Because like it doesn't. If you move your shoulders forward, like and your arms forward, it doesn't leave the body. It still stays connected to the rib cage. Maybe it's just me that really struggles with that. But yeah, that is the thing that I struggle with. For the most part, this is also the same. Pelvis is still butterfly with a heart in it, but you wouldn't really see the heart, so instead it's just butterfly. Not too much different front from back. However, side view is something a little bit different. So I drew it a little bit here, but I'll go over how I simplify the side view. My life as a teenage goblin. Pain. But also, learning anatomy. Also, Record, thank you for the 100 Chinese. An evil maestro, or maestro. Thank you for the resub. Happy 2 months. Welcome back. So the way I draw skeletons again is I always start with the spine. The spine kind of dictates everything in the pose. So the rib cage is kind of attached to the spine here. You get the fence here. You have this here, the jaw, the neck kind of connects where the jaw is. Draw like this for now. Shoulders would be here, clavicle here. The clavicle is I can literally show you. The clavicle is this. So the clavicle would be here. You wouldn't really see it too much. The spine here, then curve out, and then you would draw half a butterfly with half a heart in it. And then the hip bone, or the top of the femur, connects to around the middle to bottom of the bone, and you can pretty much just draw straight lines for these anatomy-wise. You don't have to draw the volumes of the bones either. You just kind of need to understand where they are in space to get anatomy down. Tailbone curves a little bit like this. It doesn't actually stick out. The tailbone actually just stays on the pelvis. Just drawing it so you can kind of see where the spine ends. Would actually be here. Gosh, why is side view so hard to draw? There we go. And then arm would probably go here. Clavicle would be around here. I think of any other bones that I'm missing. No, that's mostly it. Yeah. Anatomy's weird. How long did it take you to learn anatomy? To really learn it and study it, I didn't do that until I went to art school. Oh, I kind of got a sense of it, but I didn't really grasp it completely until I went to art school. So, 15 years-ish. Femur is like a Tetris L piece, kind of. A little bit, yeah. Clavicle is a really funny word. Yeah, definitely. You can tell the difference between skeletons and slugs. No bones about it. It's a fitting name with a voice that's sweet sounding. Thank you. The sacrament coccyx are kind of crazy from a lateral view. Yeah, how do you pronounce that? Coccyx? Coccyx? Yeah, it's this. It's the tailbone pretty much. It looks very strange from all perspectives, but like especially from the side. Bad movie idea, a 50-foot tall monster with the power to wipe out existence, but he never learns how to use it, so he keeps making the world better instead of destroying it. That sounds like a fun, like, light novel. How do you know how long to make the spine? Well, I guess if you're referencing anatomy, like you're referencing a picture, you can actually see how long the spine is supposed to be. So, like, you could see how long the torso of a character is. And then just connect it to the spine like this. Okay, anatomy, okay, but how to draw hands. I actually did a full how to draw hands streams last week. So if you want, you can check that out. I did a full breakdown on how I learned to do hands, what sort of anatomy goes into it. What do you recommend starting with? I recently started drawing and I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Stick figures. Start with stick figures, draw what you like. You just want to associate drawing with good in your brain. Kind of start. Draw the bones, veins, muscular organs, and skin, hair, clothes, and that's how you art.
Tomboy Christmas goblin girl loved a goblin.
Hi, Meta. Good morning. A little bit of a tomboy. Okay, that's okay. Oh boy, and I'm proud. I'm a tomboy and I'm proud. Alright. So let's apply this to a pose. Let me grab a quick stock image. Maestro, thank you for the earwiggles, by the way. Ooh, eclectic, thank you for the posture check. Ooh, keep yawning when I do that. And Astroma, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, black tea is very good. Totally forgot of War. Kratos is in it. Come on! Come on! And Bear of Cali, thank you for the resub. Happy 8 months! Awesome to see some bony dudes. Yeah! A lot of bones. A lot of bones. Alright, just pulling up. I'm gonna find a good pose. Lesson plan? What's that? Stock image. Poses. Perfect. Oh, this is a really good one, actually. Another really, really good thing to study if you're trying to learn anatomy and gesture. Dancers, like pictures of dancers, is actually really, really good. So, we're gonna apply what we've learned to this. First thing I usually start with is the head and the rib cage, because that can kind of dictate where the focus should be. Also, Cryofan, thank you for the sub for 3 months. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good time. Gymnasts and dancers. Yes, gymnasts and dancers, very, very good for study. So, we've got the head. Very simple breakdown. Draw the base of the skull. Make a little point for the chin. And you can draw a line for the eye direction. So now we know the head is tilting. Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub to Dang It's Here. Thank you very much. And then we have the direction of the spine. You can see it in this person. The spine curves this way. We're going to draw the rib cage, which is, again, just an upside down heart. And the hips. This will take some practice because this is a hip that is not forward facing, but it is also not profile or back. It is a 3/4 hip. So you can draw the butterfly wings. You curve a little bit. We have the hip bone. Here. And then we have the feet. I usually cheat that, simplify it just for anatomy's sake. Then we have the shoulders. So I'm not drawing every single bone I see. I'm just drawing the breakdown of the bones, if that makes sense. Because when you're learning, drawing every single bone and trying to get it down accurately will slow you down. You'll be too focused on getting it right to draw it well, if that makes sense. It's a very hard thing to navigate. Meta, thank you for the 400. And Record, thank you for the 100 shinies. Good night, y'all. Best wishes for your days and nights. Thank you, Record. Get some sleep. Oh. Books and broken TVs. Unfortunately, I'm skipping class to go out to the river with my Affy. Hope you folks have a good, comfy time, and hope our teacher has fun schooling you. I hope you have a good day. Have fun with your Affy. And Meta, thank you for the 400. A lot of goblin text. And see you later, Ethos. Hope your haircut goes well. Perfect is the enemy of good and done. Yes, exactly. That is pretty much it. It's finished, not perfect, is the best way to start learning. Now let's move this over. And you can see how the bones are there. One thing I might do, just because the legs are crossed, is I will draw this so that I can better understand it. I guess I should have done this for the hands, but I was too focused on the anatomy of the body. But yeah, you can see how a very quick skeleton breakdown can help grab the pose and the gesture without drawing every single detailed ribcage bone, because it is very, very rough trying to draw ribcage. Would not recommend trying to draw it for every single drawing, but good for learning. Would any of these rules bones apply to drawing monkey? Yeah, probably. I think so. They have a different anatomy. So I'll teach you some cursed information later, but everything is just human anatomy stretched to different proportions. So keep in mind you're drawing a character and not a diagram. Yeah, you're drawing a character. If you want to make sure you draw the life of the character, don't focus too hard on trying to make it a medical textbook like this. You still want it to be an art piece. People. Just draw the whole skeleton only in October. Only in October, that's the Skelly month. Drawing a full skeleton just to cover it up with flesh is kind of pointless. Not necessarily pointless, because you will get a better grasp of anatomy, but it is unnecessary if you are going to be putting skin on top of it. Drawing the full bones might be good if you're going to layer it on top and you want a better understanding to make sure everything is accurate, but it's not necessary and not very fast. Could be a six stylistic choice. True, it could also be a stylistic choice. Trying to think of anything else I have to do with the bones. I think that's about all I can go with the bones. I think, or not all of it, but with just the anatomically simplified skeleton. And I can go over how boxes affect this. So if you can't quite wrap your head around drawing a mini skeleton over a picture, here is another way of doing it. We're going to use boxes. Boxes for bones. Everything is now a box. Imagine everything as cubes, or rectangular cubes, not necessarily all squares. You can imagine the spine as just different long stretched out cubes. Ribcage. Shoulders I'll still use as this, but technically you can use them for cubes as well. Zap, thanks for the breathe reading. It's Madsen. Yes, I've actually taken figure drawing, specifically in art school, so it was kind of mandatory. The hip cube is frustrating because the hips are naturally tilted. This is where hips can mess you up. So hips are not straight. They are naturally tilted, remember, because of this. They are naturally tilted forward. Ribcage naturally tilted up slightly. You can still get away with drawing a flat-on box. But hips, no, they're tilted. Sorry, that's what they are. The hips don't lie. Give him a bow. Actually, don't need a little. Every box is now a present. Yeah, same thing with this. You can draw them as little cubes, or I keep saying cubes, I mean boxes. Cubes and boxes are different things. You can imagine this. This is kind of a brain exercise to imagine everything as easy as possible so you can rotate them in your brain. This is one of the earlier tricks that you're usually taught after you learn bones. I don't know, it depends on the course. Also, Flavia, thank you for the prime. Welcome in, I hope you're doing good. Come on into the lesson. Cubes are just boxes if you're in the fourth dimension. Yeah. I'm gonna do this in profile as well so that you can understand it. Made them a little bigger than the... I'm trying to make them the same size as if they were the same character. Imagine these all as cubes. The hip cube. It's so frustrating, but it's tilted. As an indie player and artist, how do you make design of a skeleton character unique? It's a lot harder since there's no flesh or anything to give them unique detail. Usually you can make that part of how they accessorize themselves, like what sort of clothes they use, you know? Or maybe they have protruding bones or missing bones, you know? Kind of think about how this applies to all character design. But think about how this character's life was. What makes them look disheveled? Have they walked through a forest and lost a shoe maybe? Or did they get attacked by a dog and then had some of their bones chewed up and stolen, you know? What sort of hardships has this character gone through that should visually appear in their design to showcase what kind of a person they are? For example, if a character has had a lot of experience being put down and teased or treated poorly, then they would usually, because of self-consciousness, have a more slouched over posture. And like might have more hunches or might like keep their extremities closer to their body for protection. A lot of that applies to character design. So think about that when you're designing a skeleton character, because it's almost even more necessary because you don't have the skin, eyes, and hair features. You have to think about posture and clothing and like missing pieces. Thank you, Forbidden Tuna. Girl, good morning. I mean, some of us are showing a skull. Yep, true. And why do you have to call me out like that? That's just how it be. That's just how it be. I know what it'd be like. Same thing here. Cubes for the legs. So that is actually something you can... Once you learn about character design, it can sometimes apply to people. Not always. Don't make assumptions about people. But you can tell that in a lot of people, once you learn how to draw someone who is self-conscious, you can see it in other people's posture and how they hold and carry themselves. You can also see it in yourself, and you can actually physically change the way you hold yourself with posture. Like if you puff out your chest, make sure you have good posture. You're looking directly at someone while you talk. You're not worried about holding your arms close to your body. That's a good way to show confidence. So you learn these things. Yeah, body language, Johnny, exactly. Calling out the goblin stuff, or should we keep until she gets teeth apart? Listen, not yet. We're not on teeth. I'm still on boxes. But yeah, try to imagine it as boxes if you struggle with imagining it as simplified skeletons. Imagine having to draw every bone every time. Guess there's a reason why some skelly have armor and clothes. Yeah, like, and that's what whenever I draw skeleton characters quickly, I still draw them like this. With just like, it's a heart, but with vents. Let's get a stretch real quick. Excuse me. Man, seasonal depression really sucks. I don't think I've ever gotten it before. Like, I think it's finally starting to hit me. Hey, Cow, thank you for the head pats. Ovalists can be hard to think of in perspective on. Boxes are way easier. Yes. So there is kind of another way to draw this, but I wouldn't recommend this. Another way to draw this one, not this one, not this one, is if you're drawing fast, or you're trying to draw fast, for example, if you're doing like 1 minute life drawing poses. Sometimes you just draw like this. Circle, circle, hips. Like you draw for speed. This is not bad if you're just getting gesture practice in. However, it can lead to sloppy anatomy long term. Because circles don't quite give the right volume and depth that boxes and drawing mini skeletons does. Like, even if you take away this picture, it doesn't have the same anatomy as this does. This has more structure to it. This, everything's kind of loose and not defined well enough to really be polished into a finalized drawing. So try sticking with boxes. Boxes are really good. And then if you're feeling adventurous, these ones. Go with drawing simplified skeletons. Boxes in general, though, I would even start with boxes and then draw simplified skeletons on top of them. Studying. Let's move to a darker part of the country. Seasonal depression's really hitting me this year. Yeah. I've got vitamin D pills now. I think like I'm finally drinking caffeinated drinks to wake up early so I can actually get sunlight into my life. Hopefully it helps. We'll see. Excuse me. Boxes because Minecraft. Yeah. Actually, though, Minecraft isn't bad for that. Only because you're a skeleton, that's no good reason to go around naked with clothes on. Exactly. Well dressed. Alright. I'm going to open up the floor to questions about drawing skeletons and simplifying them, preferably. We are going to go over more, but this is a good stopping point if anyone has questions. I'm also going to stretch because it's good for me. Q&A time. Let's go. Anyone have any questions about drawing skeletons or simplifying them for art? Jason, hi. No question, just love what you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope this is helpful to people. How do you remember all the bones in the body? So, you don't actually have to remember all of the bones in the body. You only have to remember the points that articulate. For example, if you look at this, you don't have to remember how many, bones there are in the rib cage. You only really need to remember that the rib cage is this shape. The points of articulation are the shoulders, elbows. Any point where there's movement, there will be a bone and an articulation point. Kind of imagine it like one of those anatomy dolls that you can move around. You don't have to remember every single detail about the hips either. You can literally remember it as boxes. Because I don't remember all the bones in the body, but I know what parts move, and those are the main points that you have to remember in a drawing. So kind of, you can also think of it like if you look at 3D game dev, you can think of it as like a really, really base model, like with polygons and just cubes. That's a good way of thinking about it. How important do you think it is to learn art essentials if you're interested in a more stylized format like pixel art? Is it a you need to learn the rules before you can break them situation, or should you put more time into learning the particulars of the style you're interested in? I would say both. Pixel art, I am not into pixel art. Like, I've never done it before. It's cool, never done it. Because I learned anatomy first, and so it stuck with me. I would recommend still learning anatomy even if you are only doing pixel art, because it can help you grasp the essentials of a pose or a piece of movement without making without overthinking the anatomy too much. Pixel art simplifies a lot of art, so it takes away the extra, it cuts the fat of a piece. But you need to have the bones to make the piece read really well. Do you need to study anatomy in general? I would say so. Do you need it to do art? I don't think so. I'm like one of your French skeletons. Pay me. My commission's closed though. What if you want to draw a fracture on the skull? Okay. That's not too difficult. It depends on the fracture. Because it also depends. Is it a fresh fracture or is it going to be a, like, something that is healed over? Like, because a fracture on a skull, as far as I know, kinda, you can even just draw it like that. Just a squiggly line. This is not a fracture of the skull. This is, like, the soft part of the skull, I guess. But fractures, you can just draw them as, like, line. Just kind of think about how the line of the fracture would contour around the skull because it is a round object. That is something to think about. I'm actually gonna turn this up so y'all can see it better. Ooh, bright on my eyes. Agent Cow, thank you for the head pats. And Mellowmute, thank you for the posture check. Geary, hi! Boxes. Good for learning. I'm late. Teach apologies. No worries. This lecture is being recorded. You can watch it at a later time. I have a ghost character that only has skeleton hands in her design. How do I simplify those? Ooh. I'm trying to think of that. How would you simplify hands if that's... I guess that would just be a matter of learning hands. Simplifying the hands would probably come to... The bones in the hands are different. Kind of. Because you can kind of imagine them as, instead of rectangles, each individual bone is more like a cylinder. Like what are the kimchi things called? Dang, I went out for Korean food with my friends recently and I forgot what they're called. They're like the rice cakes. Think of them like this. And then give it like the little bone in the hand. And then these are where the fingers would go. You can kind of think of it like that. I think they're just called rice cakes. Tiokoki? Tetivoki? I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, but yeah, that is correct. Yeah, it's that one. It's the cylindrical rice cakes. You can kind of simplify them like that. And then a little bone at the end like this. His fingers. Same thing with this. Again, I went over a full hand anatomy breakdown in a previous stream, so feel free to check that out. That is a much more detailed breakdown of hands. You might find it very useful for drawing your OC. We skip hands and feet. Hands, I did for like 3.5 hours in a separate stream. I'm not going to go over that for a little while because, you know, the information might get updated. I might get better at drawing hands later. But I did focus a lot on them before, and I do want to focus on the general skeleton today. Not a typical viewer, but you popped up on my Twitch front page. Why don't you pop in and say I love you, Mom? Thank you. Thank you very much. Not gonna lie, I forgot how to read for a second, and I misread Honey's name this morning. Listen, you're not alone. Sometimes I misspell my own name. We keeping things safe for work here. I'm trying to learn anatomy for the longest time, and I still have issues. It is rough. It takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of information that can be thrown at you all at once, and it's hard to figure out where to start. This is kind of how I started learning anatomy, and how I keep improving upon what I'm learning. These are kind of the basics I found stick with me the most. Would there be any point to learning the individual bones in the hands and 4 feet if we were planning on drawing them specifically? Would it help with posing or structure at all, or should simpler understanding suffice? A simple understanding is fine. If you want to draw really detailed ones, like, you still don't have to know the names of any of the bones. You just have to visually understand them and their limitations of movement. So yeah, Drawing really complex hand bones for anatomy practice is really, really good. I got good at drawing hands because I just, for 2 months, sat down and drew hands. If I remember correctly, it was either 2 or 3 months. I just got so fed up that I just drew hands for hours, and it helped. It helped a lot. You want to draw a piece missing from the skull? Do you draw it without the piece, or the whole skull then erase the part? Draw the whole skull then erase the part, because then you still have the what's it called? The anatomy is there, and you can understand how the missing piece would contour. Because if a piece is missing from the skull or from any of the bones, the piece would be like taking a little chunk out of a cylinder. So it would be a round chunk. So if I were to do that, actually, have a little piece missing from this bone, it would be a round piece, because it is a round bone. It is... Thinking about things as 3D objects really helps. Looks like rows of sushi. Yeah, kinda does. Totally. Will there be a recording of the streams? Yep. They'll be posted on my VOD channel, but they will also be left up on my Twitch as long as they possibly can, which I think is like 60 days. So you got time, and they will be on the VOD channel, so don't worry. Do you look at real skulls and bones to differentiate between male and female, or do you use one size fits all and exaggerate and accessorize? I use one size fits all because typically masculine features, you can find typically masculine features on femme faces, and you can find typically feminine features on masculine faces. They kind of fluctuate, and that is why you can probably stick with one skull, and you will kind of, you will still get by totally fine. Sometimes if you want a more square character, it wouldn't matter femme or masculine, you would just be pushing the features either way. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Rubus, thank you for the hydrate. Whew. My apologies if this was already asked, but is a good understanding of actual anatomy important before you can properly exaggerate features? You can still do it without anatomy, but if you understand anatomy, it can give you an idea of like, oh, okay, if I want to push these features, then I know how to push them up or down. I know how to exaggerate what is necessary. It removes some of the guesswork, kinda. And once you learn anatomy, you can actually learn how to break it again. That's the most frustrating thing to explain, is like, you learn the anatomy rules, and then you can break them a lot easier without making the piece look janky and without shape. Keep the volume of the skull, and then you can find the shape. Yeah, exactly. To me, are your fingers a bit long with the palm is short? Oh, yes, absolutely. I actually missed a couple bones. So if this were more anatomically correct, yes, it's from this layer. It would be more like this. These bones are actually too long. Yeah. And there would be more bones here. Because this would be the palm of the hand. This would be the thumb meat, the 2 bones. Same thing here, fingers. Yeah, I missed a bone there. Sentinel Soul, thank you for 6 months. Welcome in, and thank you very much. You keep the volume of the skull, and then you can find the shape. Yeah. There are a different art bone design from male and female body parts. Typically, yes. I can go over those. Actually, I'll go over those after this question section. I find it's easier to make a more masculine character look feminine than the other way around. I think it's just what people are used to. For example, like, I'm most comfortable with typically femme anatomy because me. I can reference me. Jazzy, it's anatomy lesson today. When are we gonna get the cursed feet part in the art process? Or are we just gonna mutually agree if feet don't exist for context and for teaching art? So, feet and hands are actually very similar. It's just some of the bones are stretched more than the others. Let me look up. Actually, no, I can just draw it. So yeah, this is a hand. Feet are just the same, but if you look at your own foot, the bones here are longer, and then the fingers are much shorter. That is the difference between hands and feet. They have the same anatomy, except, you know, no thumb. It's just a big toe. And then draw the other fingers. These all go to 1 point, which is the wrist bone or the ankle bone. And if you're drawing hands or feet. I drew it really badly because I'm bad at drawing feet, but it is basically just a hand with stretched proportions. That is good for like when they discovered that dinosaurs are T-Rex and more muscular than they though, so could they do a more realistic model? I don't understand that question. I think yes, if they understand anatomy, they could do it. The main difference between using fossils for anatomy is you can't really tell what the skin texture was. So like that's why there are a lot of theories that like dinosaurs probably had feathers. Because we can't recreate what was on the skin. We can kind of understand how the muscles would probably have connected if we have the bones. What if you want to draw a marking into the skull as if it was carved into the forehead? Then you would draw it as if it was carved in the forehead. You wouldn't need to, you would still need to draw the full skeleton or the full skull, and then you would draw the carving. Wiggly Dollar, thank you for the 100. I have a bone to pick with these drawings. Choose one, choose your favorite. All right, any last minute questions before I go on to the cursed information, as well as typically masculine versus feminine skeletons? Agent Cow, thank you for the ear wiggles. Gary, you want the cursed information? Ooh. Oh, it messed me up. Everyone, why are you so pretty? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I mean, like if it had a V-dip in the skull. Still draw the full skull. Again, if there are any changes to the bones or the character, draw the character as if they were whole and untouched, and then draw whatever it is, like whether it's a skull in their head, or an axe in their head, or a chip in their skull. Draw the skull first, then the missing part. Unless they were born with like a deformed part of their skull or a deformed limb, draw them typically like this if it is an injury, and then remove the part that needs to be removed. Today's lesson is about depicting my people. Good, yes. Reject skin and organs. Become bones. Become bones. Become skeleton. Understand yourself. Go get an x-ray. Sky, I'm playing Elden Ring, and that yeet was perfectly timed with the black frog. Good. Thing about bones that always interests me is how you organize them. I mean, how does someone so cute do it? Practice. Had an axe in my head once and it was a splitting headache. Nice. When do you add color to the school? Like if you want the school to have a specific tend to like a yellow or something, do you add it after you draw the score? Usually you add color after you do line art or while you're in the coloring phase, so after you draw anatomy and line art. Draw shoes is better starting with the shoe or with the feet? I would straight up just go with the shoe. For me, feet is one of those things where it's like you don't really need to make them particularly detailed for a character design, because most of the time when you meet a person and you're having a conversation with them, you shouldn't be looking at their shoes. You should be looking at their face to read their expressions. So pretty much the upper body, like especially with VTubers as well, the upper body is the thing you should put the most attention to. So adding super, super detailed, complex things to the bottom of your model or the bottom of a design, not really necessary all the time, because a lot of the times you can't focus on that. You can't have a VTuber where you focus solely on their legs, because people brains want to focus on the face so they can read emotion. Neurotically, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hope you had a good stream. BRP rigging a feed-only VTuber. Do what you love. Do what you love. I can't stop you. All right, let's see. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna go over femme and masculine skeletons. I will grab some reference real quick. There we go. This is a, yeah. Oh, no, wait, this might... Some of these are like, these are medical texts, but also might not be safe for work. So I don't want to make any problems. This is, no, not that one. That one has, it's for learning. It's for learning. Why do I have to worry about this? Yeah, this is probably the closest I can get. It's exaggerated a little bit, but... There we go. Alright, so. About dents, would they be differently drawn than chip bits? You would still draw the bone, and then whatever happened to it. Think of it this way. If it is an event that has happened to an object, the object existed without the scar before the event. You would draw it like that first, and then you would draw the event happening to the object. That is how basic character design is. You don't draw it as if this person has always had this unless they have, for example, a missing limb, or they were born with like a different shaped head or something, like Megamind. If it's an event that happened to a character, you draw the character first, then the event that happened second. Maybe I've tried to just raid you with one viewer. No worries. Nothing wrong with that. Do you think the skeleton typically should be, or does there depend on what kind of character? Depends on the character. It is up to you. But I'm gonna go over typically masculine and feminine skeletons. Again, gender's a weird thing. Don't worry about it too much. This is just to understand anatomy a little better. The way I draw is I not draw, because drawing makes it so you worry about it, so no draw, no worry. Thank you, Sheepish. Trying to search for an image from Netter Atlas of Anatomy. Yeah, a lot of artists have really good breakdowns. And sometimes better than medical textbooks, quite honestly. So the main difference is you will find in a typically masculine versus feminine. There's slight differences in the skull, however, again, you can get away with the same skull for both. But the main difference is in the torso. So typically, masculine skeletons have wider rib cages, and the hips typically are about the same. So that's why for a lot of masculine character designs, you get a lot of squares. It's because of this. Typically feminine has smaller rib cages. Smaller how? It's like a sharper heart sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And then wider hips. So it goes a little bit like this. That's why you can get a lot of like a... That's why, like, you can think of it as like bathroom signs. You have the typically masculine, typically feminine. Again, gender's weird. Not always the case as well. Sometimes more feminine people or women have wider shoulders than hips. There's a whole rainbow of different body types. Generally, people with uteruses have wider hips to allow for easier births. Not always. There have been, I know some family members who are like, this is not always the case. Makes for a rough time. But yeah. You see their exposed bone. How scandalous. Oh no. Nobody tell Daddy Bezos. So one of the things you may notice with a smaller ribcage, especially at the top, is the shoulders are going to be closer to the body. For a wider ribcage, shoulders are going to be a bit further out from the body. So both the legs point inwards. Typically, with women skeletons, they're a little bit more angled. And then with masculine skeletons, they are still angled, but not to the same degree. A bit more of a acute angle with like femurs. Masculine and femme skeleton structure is more of a statistic thing. There's definitely a bunch of overlap. Yeah, exactly. Like, don't feel weird if your body doesn't look like this. It is different for everybody. Sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes men have more like thin shoulders and wider hips. Sometimes opposite for women. They have broader shoulders, thinner hips. This is just based on old textbooks that have statistically piled up a lot of information, typically from white communities that are very like Christian. And so these are like there's a bit of bias in any sort of research like this, because it kind of it tries to solidify the air quotes ideal body types for masculine people and feminine people. This is not great, but these are typically how people will depict one or the other. I tend to have a very femme body. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's quite nice that nowadays, like, things are being normalized. There's like, hey, I don't look like this typical, what's the word, statistically beautiful person. And that's not bad. That's actually quite normal. The holy proportions. I would not call them that. But yeah, that is also why, like, for some characters, you also notice for femme characters, they will have really, really small rib cages and wide hips. As men, I have some thick thighs as a result of just sitting too much. Nothing wrong with that. Like, it's wild to me that body types go in and out of style. That doesn't make sense. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Imagine if, like, someone was like, oh, your body's not in fashion. It's like, what? What is... Why would that be a thing? I have massive thighs as a guy because I work out and play football. Yeah! Nothing wrong with that. That's pretty cool, actually. Being strong? That's awesome. I like that. Alright. So, yeah... pull up the cursed stuff. I said I would. I said I would. Alright, there's one. Dang, my leg size is out of style. Like, what? I can't wear it after labor day. Meanwhile, I'm dummy thin instead of dummy thick. Don't worry about that. Yeah, like, the fact that when I was, like, a toddler, it was in style to be, like, stick thin. And now it's like, now we like thicker bodies. It's like, what is... Neither of those are things that people should have to aspire to be. Why can't we just be? It's frustrating. But yeah. Alright, here is a good picture of that. I'm gonna put that there. There's a one curse. And then I have another curse. That's a good one. Sorry, my lips are a bit chapped. And now, one final one, just to, like, really give you psychic damage. Actually, an extra one, you know? Because I can. And this is actually a good jumping off point. I hated when my teacher taught me this.
Preach it, honey, preach it. Also, Hope your day goes smoothly. Take care of yourself. Bye, Tilda.
I hope you have a good day too. Thanks, Seiko. Beer belly's all the rage. Listen, I don't know why people... Abs are nice. But here's the thing. So are tummies. They're really nice. I like them, they're soft. Let's get a safely. Actually, we're closer to monkeys. There we go. My search history is gonna look so weird. The FBI agent across the street's gonna be like, "What is she looking at?" Yeah, that's a good one. Well, not quite, but yeah, it's close. All right, cool. Move this over so you can see a bit better. There we go. All right, time to learn some cursed information. There we go. Not enough curse, need more. Oh, I'm at it as much as I think you can handle. Plugs in it. Thank you for the resub with Prime. Happy month. Skeletons are the funniest monster. I love you some xylophone friends. I love skeletons so much. And Caladoras, thank you for the posture check. All right, gonna stretch before I share this. Oh, okay, so. And that's Wolfman, thank you for the months. And for the Prime. Blog. Welcome back. All right, so y'all see a human skeleton, right? Does this not look like a human skeleton? It is a monkey. I don't know what specific monkey, but it is the same. So our skeleton, very, very similar to this one. Same rules. There's the rib cage. I'm actually gonna use a different pen. Rib cage. There's still the pelvis. It's still there. It's just stretched a little differently. You know, the hip joint's still there. Proportions wise, it is just a little bit different. It's a monkey. Same thing here. Look at that. This upper body, this is all human. Yeah, it's just stretched a little bit. The rib cage stretched out a little bit. The forearm's just a little longer than the biceps. You know, not too different, but enough to be like, not quite human, kind of human, right? Apes are closer? I don't actually know. I've been told it's like either apes or monkeys. They're similar. Skull is attached in a different way. Slightly different. Not that different though. It's like for us, the skeleton, the neck would probably be attached right about there. A little closer, but still pretty close. So that's a fun one, you know? That's how you can see like, oh, okay. Proportions can just be stretched for other monsters in anatomy and for monsters and animals. Okay, cool. What about wrong one? There, this one. Dog. Very similar. Very, very similar. I hate it. I hate this one because same rules. We got the hip bone. We have spine that goes through it. They have the tail, which is longer. Dog's just standing on their tippy toes. Yep. If you look at this, they have their shoulder. Their scapula is just on their sides because their rib cage is more compressed. It's compressed downwards. They still have femurs. Look at that. Oh, look at that. They have a femur too. Bit more curved. Oh, look, there's their shin bone, same as us. Oh, look, there's their feet. What's the difference? They're standing on their tippy toes. So they're standing on their tippy toes. While this part of our bones has been pushed together a little bit. So if you were to go on all fours and just put your weight on the tips of your fingers, it's a dog. That's a dog. Dogs don't have collarbones? I don't actually know. This doesn't show. Same thing with shoulders. They have the scapula. They have the same two bones here for the same rotation in the forearm. And look, it's just hands where people walk on their fingertips. Oh no. Their skeletons are a little bit different. Or their skulls are a little different.
Skeletons when my eyes go red like this.
Snack sees all when he's possessed. Stepping on their pinky pinkies. Yep, similar. These bones, we also have these on our vertebrae, but they're just pushed a little bit when it's a dog. Pushed a little bit. It's like, okay, cool. They even have the floating ribs we got. Side note, floating ribs, sometimes when you get sharp pain in your ribs when you breathe in and out, that's just a floating rib that's become slightly misplaced. Best way to fix that, weirdly enough, is to inhale very sharply and very deeply very quickly. And then it usually puts it back into place. I've popped out a rib a couple times. I've had to go to a chiropractor for it. It sucks. And the way I popped out the rib actually is quite funny. I caught the flu, was sick, was so tired, got out of bed, to get water, I think. Then I fell asleep on the floor. And that's how I popped out my rib. I'm built great. I am built great. It's great horror fodder. Oh yeah, there's something here that's quite unnerving. But okay, enough of looking at puppies, you know? They're great, we love them. We're a lot more like them than we think in terms of bones. How about a frog? You must be thinking like, oh honey, what do you mean? What do you mean? We're completely different. Are we? Are we? Hey look at him, look at these guys. They have the hips. Turn it down a little, see a bit better. The hips, the spine, the shoulder blades, bones. Oh look, they're just a little shorter. Their proportions are just a little different, you know? Oh look, they have the same bones, and then the fingers are just stretched. And oh look, the skeleton, the skull always a little bit different. But hey, look at that. They have the rib cage, except they don't really have the breastbone. It's just the back of it, shortened. Same thing here. They got the legs. Oh look, there's the femur and the shin. Oh, there's the foot, and there's the stretched out weird toes. I don't like this information. I don't like this information. It's Kermit's distant relative. It'd be good, thank you. Or especially say they think T-Rex arms were more like an ostrich. They had wings. That'd be cool. I'd have to ask Red about that. Red knows way more about dinos than I do. Okay, cool. That's a frog. That's a frog. It's a little too far off, right? Right? How about a whale? Am I thinking like, oh, honey, whales are completely different. Whales are completely different. They have a pelvic bone. They have a pelvic bone.
Instead of looking up references for skeletons, mother, why don't you ask someone for the skeleton in their closet? Chat was telling me everyone has one.
Oh. They're not wrong. Everyone's got their own skeletons. Yeah, let me pull these up. Yeah, see? Whales got the shoulder blade or the scapula. They have a little arm. And then, oh look, their hands are just really, really big. And with multiple bones. And everything's got a rib cage. And a spine. But the pelvis, instead of being down here, has shrunk and moved up here. They don't have leg bones though. So it's not quite the same. But this is how anatomy for humans can apply to almost every animal. Almost. Most mammals, I would say. Or bow feathers. But yeah, there's the ribcage. There's the hands. Look at that. They're just differently proportioned. I hate this information so much. It's so useful, but it's cursed. Anyways. Whales are marine mammals. Yeah. Generally, it's mammals. Yeah, this was the cursed information. And this might not be cursed for other people, but for me, because I had to think about these bones, draw multiple skeletons, this information made it click, but also made it worse for anatomy studies. Get it. I get it. But please. This information. Whales have their leg genes turned off? Yeah. Yeah, it's different. Ancient whales at one point had limbs, so they have a vestigial pelvis bone. So yeah, once you learn human anatomy, a lot of the times you can apply it to animals. A lot of the times. Not always, but enough. There's also a throwback that happens in whales and dolphins where they are born with hind limbs. This gets sometimes expressed when dormant genes get expressed. Eat. The whale is the same as human if human had no legs. You want to do a free character, what did y'all, more human skeleton or more human skeleton, animal skeleton, or would you lean towards the animal? Human? I'd probably do a human if I, like, was just drawing. But yeah. We're a lot more alike than I'm comfortable with. Draw some boneless pizza? No. It won't let me. The fairy fingers on baby horses. That's a weird discovery. Oh, yeah. I'm not even gonna get into horses. Horses are weird. Oh, so much. Oh yeah, let's see. I think that covers... That's why crab's superior. No nasty skeletons. Exoskeletons, baby! It's the future! Arthur, thanks for the hydrate. What if we stretched a human skin over another animal's skeleton? Why do you give these cursed thoughts? Not think of the repercussions of your words. Now I gotta think about this. I mean, we were able to reactivate teeth genes in chickens. That is amazing and terrifying. Why would we do that? Alright, so that's general body proportions and simplifying. That's kind of everything. Everything is different proportions. For animals, humans. It's the skeletal structure is basically the same, just different proportions. It's the spore effect where you just do the slider scales on the sizes of each bone and make it cool. Eldritch abomination. That's what bones are. So let's go over skulls. Seen a penguin's mouth? I don't want to look at a penguin's mouth. I don't want to think about it. Pico, thank you. I just learned something today. I looked up the percentage of animals that are invertebrates. Around 97%. Wait. 1 second. I need to look something up real quick. What is an invertebrate? Oh, bugs. What's the definition of an invertebrate? Any animal that lacks a vertebral column. Oh, okay, a backbone. A spineless animal. In contrast to the cartilaginous or bony vertebrates. More than 90% of all living animal species are invertebrates. Okay, but that just means there's a lot of bugs. That just means there's a lot of bugs. Zip, hi. Do you like working more with realistic or hyper-realistic proportions? I think realistic, but not hyper-realistic. Because if you get to hyper-realism, you can get a little lost in it, in my opinion. So it's easier to just have a general understanding of anatomy and then make it a little more fun and less realistic. What about fingernails? Do you draw the skin first thing and the fingernails over it? Yes. You draw, imagine it in layers whenever you're drawing something. Imagine drawing, or at least visualizing the bones first, then the skin, then the hair and nails, and then the clothes. You wouldn't do it backwards. You wouldn't draw the clothes and then the face and then the body, because that would lead to a very broken, janky looking piece of art. Some people can do it. Far be it for me to judge you if you're able to do it. However, always work from the ground up with your art if you can. Try to understand where you start to get to where you need to be. Usually that means going with bones, weight, skin, hair and nails, clothes, any other effects. Like if there's like water or it's raining or something like that. Most animals have 7 neck bones, with owls being a notable exception. I've been attacked by an owl once. That was funny. Nothing bad happened. I just got dive bombed by an owl. The axolotl is just an immature salamander that has a quote to where it never enters its final stage of development. They have actually introduced iodine into waters with axolotls to trigger that final stage of development into regular salamanders. I forget what the term is called, but basically they never grow out of baby stage. Oh, that's cool. Death, I will not look up a picture of sharks with human teeth. I have seen that and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again. And now swoop me once too. They don't like you being near their last. Yeah, they really don't like it. All right, so we're gonna go with skulls now. This is a pretty good drawing of a skull. I say that as if I could draw one better. No, this is a really good drawing of a skull. I don't think I could draw something like this. It's really, really good. It's also really good because it gives you a nice understanding of how everything works. You ever mix and match an animal anatomy drawings? Sometimes. It's fun. You can create like little monsters. So, when you're drawing a skull. Sorry, just adjusting my seat. Oh, pardon me, thanks for the song reading. I'll just go over this real quick. We can go into details. So whenever you're drawing a skull, or when I'm drawing a skull, I tend to not really focus too much on getting every single piece right. For example, I know that there will be a slight crease here in the brow, but I won't draw that because that will slow me down. I know that there is also a crease here in the temples. So that's a very gentle point in your skull. Be careful with that. I won't really draw too much of like this back part of the head, you know? A lot of these things I will simplify for the sake of getting the general shape and contour down. So I'll just draw where the brain would be as a circle. Straight down the middle if I'm drawing front view. I know that the cheekbone starts here. I would square this off a little bit. And instead of getting all the little details, I would instead try to make it as circle and squares as possible. Thanks, Death. Whew. Same thing with the eyes. Sometimes, like, eyes droop sometimes in different skeletons. I just draw them as circles. Again, if I go for accuracy over gesture and speed, I will just be focusing on drawing the skull forever. It will never finish. Get the little smile going. And then there's the gap. And that's how I draw a skull. Fairly simple. You can also draw in the teeth. I won't draw the teeth super accurately because for the sake of gesture and understanding where everything is, I don't need to. The species of jellyfish that are functionally immortal because they constantly unmature and remature. Huh. I think lobsters do that too. You can add little temples if you want. Makes it cute. But yeah, that's how I simplify skeletons. I will do the other side, but first there is a song redeem. Both spooky and scary. Oh, I really like skeletons. They're really nice. Thanks, Lucky Holic. We're thinking of way too many things at once. It's like, I want to explain this more. There we go. Some music real quick. There we go. Song first explain later. Exactly, exactly. I gotta focus up a little bit so I can focus more. Very well, not much. Just about to sing real quick before we do more art. I can't seem to focus, and you don't seem to notice I'm not here. I'm just a mirror. You check your complexion to find your reflections all alone. I had to go, and you hear me. I'm not coming home. Do you understand? I've changed my plans, 'cause I'm in love with my future. Can't wait to meet her, and I'm in love, but not with anybody else. Just wanna get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. I know I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone. But aren't I someone? I like to be your answer, 'cause you're so handsome. But I know better than to drive you home, 'cause you'd invite me in, and I'd be yours again. But I'm in love with my future, and you don't know her, and I'm in love, but not with anybody here. I'll see you in a couple years. Thank you, Courtney. Alrighty. Back to the art lesson. Thank you, guy. Alrighty. I think that's about it. What was you gonna say? Takes practice. Takes a lot of practice. Alright, let's go back to bones. Alright, Skelly Man from profile. Again, masculine versus feminine skeletons. Not a huge difference, especially so with the face, though. It's, in terms of art, not a huge difference if you're trying anatomically correct. There are slight differences. You probably won't notice them too much, though. Oh, thank you. Brain too tired to make a compliment voice pretty. Thanks, guy. Ooh. The sun is up. I'm feeling more awake. This is nice. Noses are weird. I will just simplify this for the skeleton. I'm tracing it, but I'm like, no, I would actually probably just draw it like this. I would just do this. Then we get the bones. And we have a little gap here. And that's a Skelly Man. Husky, thank you for the resub. Happy 7 months. I think he deserves a sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's nice to find someone who likes skeletons. Most of us is just necromancer fodder. We may not have skin, but we have layers. Yeah, I love skeletons. I love drawing skeletons too. They're very, very fun. So yeah, if we break this down into simpler shapes for the sake of drawing and understanding it, I'm actually gonna leave this up. You can almost simplify it into a half circle. Hobgobbery, thank you for the prime. Welcome, welcome in. That's very kind of you, thanks. Michael Jackson noise. That's the only Michael Jackson noise I know. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, in a pinch, this is how I draw a skeleton. But if you want more accurate, this is probably closer. Circle, half a face, and then really, really simplified skeletal structure underneath. Devante, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. Give us that 3/4 right perspective. Ooh, sure. Turn these on. The 3/4. Very similar. Start with a circle. 3/4 is not profile, but not straight on, so it's in between the two. Then we get skelly bones, the eyes, nose, jaw, and then the teeth. Again, very simplified, just getting the general shape down. Necromancy is misunderstood. There's just recycling. They're just reusing assets. Proportion-wise, it's a bit trickier with skulls. Trickier to understand. I'm gonna erase this so I can explain it. So face proportions still stay the same, whether you have skin on your character or not. But it's harder to grasp those when you're just looking at the skeleton itself. So we have skeleton like this. Got the nose. Because you're looking at the skeleton, it's hard to understand where the nose goes. It usually goes around here at the base of that little missing part section. Then we have the mouth between here, jaw. It's about there, yeah. So the face is actually 1/3 of the head. So that's about how big your hand would be. So a character's hand would be about this big on their face. Yeah, that was the right word. Proportions are weird. There's weird anatomy tricks that you can use to make sure everything looks like it's in proportion. The eyes, this can vary. Sometimes the eyes are lower on the face, so they're down here. In character design, not always when you're looking at skeletons. Sometimes the nose is a little lower. Sometimes the nose is a little higher. None of them are wrong or bad, but understand that this is a good way of pushing character design. So it's not, you're not always drawing the same face over and over. You have different skeletal structures you can look at. Trying to think what else to break down with bones. Oh yeah, I did this a little bit last time, but I'll go over it again just in case y'all missed it. The way you can think of drawing skeleton, or I keep saying skeletons, but I mean skulls. Skulls in a sort of geometric shape way is think of it like cylinders and cubes. Again, everything comes back to shapes. So for this, it would be the cylinder is this way. And then we have a rectangle box here, partially intersecting the cylinder. I did a honey skull with great care. It can be a little difficult, as, you know, short stack proportions. But yeah, that is how you would draw them with boxes. If you're trying to draw something like my skull, let's see, how do I draw it? Sometimes I have to think about it and redraw it. Let's see. Probably something like this. A lot wider. This is probably closer to what my skull would look like. Very wide, stretched proportions. Eyes nice and big. Nose kind of small. And then teeth. Here's the cartilage, so it wouldn't really show. Cheekbones are a little wider than cranium. Yes, cheekbones are slightly wider than cranium. So if you feel your own face, like put your hands to your own face and feel around where your cheekbones are. You can kind of feel it. You can feel where the hands sink into your face. Those are your cheeks, and your cheekbones are right above. There is a bit of a drop off between your cheekbones and your jaw, meaning that the jaw will be thinner than the head, or the top of the cranium. Almost always. Not always, but almost always. Wiggly elastic earworms. The cartilage. Cartilage. Yeah, cartilage is what almost everything's ears are made of. That's why when you look at almost any skeleton, they don't have ear bones. It's all just cartilage they can move around. All heads are funny. A little bit, yeah. It's a Yoda skull. Exactly. It's a Yoda skull. But that's how you draw a lot of goblins and short stacks. Wide. Wide heads. Press a little bit. That's a goblin for you. Is Yoda not just a space goblin? Yoku, thank you for the earwiggles. Raspberry, just found your stream. You have a very soothing voice. Cute goblin avatar, and I'm looking for some tips on drawing. Perfect. You come to a good place. We're just going over an anatomy stream. Alright, I will open the floor to a quick Q&A, because my brain says, oh yeah, you can apply what you've learned from anatomy into this. However, some people might not have that, and some people might have questions. So, ask away if you're feeling it. Husky, thanks for the posture check. And the breathe. Nice. Oh. I'm gonna have to start doing stretches more often. My brain is tired because there's not much light nowadays, and I'm sleeping more. Dang. Or Chibi Gob's head feel very close to Chibi. Yes, definitely. Golden Glove, which you modeled that? You can always ask your model artist, or you can rig it in yourself. You're welcome. Thanks. Find the Goblin. Hey, welcome in, Gamer Ghouler. How's it going? What did you do to Yoda? Nothing. I didn't do anything to Yoda. Alright, no questions? Perfect. B12 vitamins help get a lot with winter tiredness. Ooh, that might be a good idea. Let's see. Here's another fun little anatomy trick. Put your foot to your forearm. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. Put your foot up to your arm. Your foot will most likely be the same length as your forearm. That's another weird little proportion trick. Everything is in proportion with each other. I can see B. Bridger lagging. Ah, come on. Alright. Alright. We can fix this. Snack, cover for me. But if it isn't, none wrong with that. Again, anatomy is weird. It's not always the same. There we go. Yeah, it's not always the same. They're fun rules, and they can apply to a lot of situations. Not all of them. Fingertip to fingertip. Height, heel to crown. Wait. Fingertip to fingertip. Height of crown. Crown of what? How do you go about making cheeks cute on goblin heads? I think making them rounder usually helps. It is tough to do cute heads.
You were getting that pen uncomfortably close to my tiny little eyeballs.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? A little close, huh? A little close. Watch it. Do a flip. Can I? I wonder if I can do a flip. Yeah, there we go. Ha! I did it. Son, I'm here for your bones. No! Son's gonna steal my bones. No. Not allowed. You can steal my secrets, but not my bones. I need those. I need those to do art. Oh. You're getting that pen uncomfortable. What if you want to draw the skull in eyes only? What if you want to draw the skull inside of the eyes only? Might have to reformat that question. My brain can't quite understand it. Sorry. You could always see them. I put them on my pin. I pinned them to the top of my Twitter. You can look at them. It's nothing special. Trick Stereo, thank you for the hydrate. And Remelody Art, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. I hope you're having a good Saturday. I'm just letting my brain rest a little bit. I've hit a point of like panic, where I'm like, I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly.
Oh well?
Oh well. I just want to teach people and not make them confused about art. Cobra, thank you for the resub. Happy 17 months. Just make my tuition payment for Gobble Art School. It's free! It's free education! I want people to be able to learn this for free. Thanks, Mobo, for the oboe. Hi, Marcus. Missed my question, Tice? Dang. My bad. Trying to find it. How would you draw eyes and skull only? You just draw the eyeballs. So, eyeballs. You would literally just draw this, the holes, and then the eyes. That's it. And then the way that it turns into skinned is like you literally just add around the eyes. And then if you erase these, now you just got eyes. I don't like how he's looking at me. I feel a little too seen, actually. Let's get rid of the eyes. Sorry. Sorry, I made him look at ya. Eclectic, thank you for the gifted sub to Golden Goblin. I meant like drawing the skull with ice in it and nothing else. Oh, with... Drawing a skull with ice in it? I think you'd have to reference some, like, there are some glass bottles that are in the shape of a skull. Use that as reference. I'm not great at drawing effects, like ice and fire and water. Like, I'm not great at drawing those. I'm more of, like, I know how to draw characters. Skeleton was tired of this. He didn't want to be here. That's okay, I'll put him away. We're going over simplify, proportions, general body, skull, teeth, and shape. Let's put them to practice. Now your skeleton just looked tired. He just needs some rest. Let's grab a quick pose. NEKO, no, we can let this hype train die. Listen, this is all about learning. We can let the hype train die. We don't gotta do anything. Why? See, the lesson's moving on already. We're good. See, what's a good one? This is a fun one. Trying to find a very dynamic pose. I don't know who this is. Unfortunately, it's from stock images, so like I hope that this is a picture I can use. This is a good one. So I'm going to, instead of trace, I'm going to draw next to, oh geez. Good morning, Vaporeon. How are you doing this fine, fine day? How are you today, Vaporeon? I hope you're doing well. Never done. It's already at level 6. It's already at level 6. Yeah! Tired of a good? Oh, winter hitting hard. Winter hitting hard. Cool bear. Thank you for 1,000 shinies. A lesson tax? A lesson tax? I will not tax information. Ah! I meant this to me. Thank you for the 100 shinies. On look, someone dropped these bitters. Must belong to honey. And they're on the floor of the free game. It's pocket change.
Chugga chugga choo choo. But like, artistically, and educationally. Wait, what would a train's bones look like?
What would Thomas the Tank Engine's bones look like? What would Thomas the Tank Engine's bones look like? Oh no! Is there just like a skull inside of the face of a train? I don't want this information. Why am I thinking about it? Come on! Jeff K, thank you for the resub. Happy 5 months, welcome back. Ramen Numeral, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh gosh. Okay, my gifted form. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I'm worried there may actually exist a photo proof of that. I don't want it. I don't want it, actually. I don't want it. NEKO, no! For each level, honey must accept she's cute. Ah! Ah! What would Lightning Queen Skeleton? Actually, I want to look this up. Actually, I want to know too. Lightning McQueen skeleton. No! I hate this. I said skeleton, not organs. Jeez. Please, no. Ah! I was busy looking at... No, wait. Death, thank you for the 100 shinies. The guy sings, hit me baby one more time, Britney Spears. Your biddies to go. Thank you, Olive. That's very kind of you. Eclectic. Thank you for... Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. And I met Stemmy. Thank you. 100. Everybody just see honey, the animation of Honey being bonked on the head with it. I'm glad you like that one. And Olive, thank you for the 300. It's already level 8. It's already a level 8. That's so much. Oh. Share where you find the class. I don't know if I can. Is this Twitch safe? It's very disturbing. I don't like it. I just wanted the skeletons, not the internal organs, please. It's... I just want to see the bones, not anything else, please. Come on. If you think too hard about cars, you just spiral downhill. There's no coming back from it. Actually, if you want to see it, just look up Lightning McQueen skeleton art. And I'm sure that, like, the first thing you see will probably be what I saw. Actually, I did find this. I did find this this lovely little fella. I will share this one though, because this one makes me laugh. Oh, what? Oh, right. Look at this fella. It's just a skelly man in a car. Cute. Cute. Lightning McQueen skeleton is actually the outside of his car. He has an exoskeleton, not an internal skeleton. So what you see is the outside of the car, and the hood and doors are his actual skeleton. That makes sense, and I hate that I had to think about it. On a cutaway day. Yeah, I did. I did actually. Level 10 honey will drop, but who's promising this? Who's making these promises? Who's saying that? Side of it. Thank you for the resub. Happy 12 months, side of me. I hope you're having a good one. Can clothes even fit skeletons, actually? Probably. You could probably get some robes. Why are you limited based on how it hangs off you? Wear what you want, even if you're a skeleton. You just said it for yourself. No! No. Don't we're just about my... They'll have to be tight? Yeah, probably. Gaslight the streamer. Stop! I'm drawing! No! No! Ah! Landmine. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. He said level 10. Do I have to draw a butt? Do I have to draw a butt? Oh, not yet. Okay, it's only level 9. Okay, it's cool. It's only level 9. Cast setting isn't real. You're making things up. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna draw the skeleton. That's actually not accurate to the drawing.
As my birthday present for you, thanks for the art teaching.
Hi, Krieg. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Also, thank you, Landmine. I hope you enjoy these teaching sessions. I find them real fun. I need to stop planting ideas. Krieg. That is a lot. Thank you for the 10,000. That is a whole lot. Thank you very much. Jeez. Beat the record, honey. I'll sing a song about it. I would actually love to sing an Ado song. Problem is, I don't speak Japanese. So, my pronunciation would be really bad. Oh. Sheepish Lamb, thank you for the 100. Thank you very, very much. Now honey needs to draw a butt. At level 20 she needs to draw abs. I mean, if you force my hand. No, stop that. Maybe I'll do an ab session and teach y'all how to draw abs. Cinnamon, no, wait. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Am I gonna have to draw a butt on stream? Wait, I didn't promise this. What? I gotta stop. I still gotta stop hiding in my chair. Stop adding things! Stop adding things! Stop adding promises! Otherwise, or did you? Okay, but did I? Did I? No, no. Did I do that? Promised it's on the internet. It's all recorded. Caught in 4K, making promises. Let me just draw this first. There. This is how you do life drawing. More like this. Yeah. It's trying to calm down. Focus on art. Time to gaslight QQ girl boss. Or goblin boss. Midi system. Oops, more biddies. Oops! Oops! You did that just for that. Thank you for the 6 gifted subs. And now we're at level 11. I gotta draw a butt now. I gotta draw a butt now. Okay, fine, fine. I'll teach y'all how to draw butts. I finished drawing this first. Showing you how I use boxes. I'll live for the 500 biddy badoos. You deserve all the biddies. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Now I draw a butt with abs. I draw a butt with abs. They're ones on the front, ones on the back. Explain that to me. Explain this to me. Chat, explain. Medi, thank you for the 100. Drawing butts is easier than higher hype train is. That's a fact. That's not a fact. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a rock fact. Metamorph, thank you for the 200. It's a skeleton time, baby. Let's draw him. Let's draw the skeleton. Person's pose is really good. Too bad I can't focus. But each cheek gets a 6-pack. Oh, I see. I get it. I get it. Okay, okay. I can imagine that now.
Can you explain how to draw a rib cage in a 3/4 view?
Yeah, sure. This is pretty close. What I do is, in my mind, I start with a circle. I break down where the center line of the body is. So if you go from your clavicle, like the little U in your clavicle in the middle of your chest, you can kind of imagine an imaginary line going over the breastbone, so between your pecs, all the way down to your belly button, and then all the way down to your pelvis. And you can rotate that and twist that. And that is the rotation of your upper body. Ah! Wait. Tech Priest! Thank you for the resub. Happy 2 months. Welcome back. These most adorable little couple. Thank you. And a Medi system, thank you for the 100. Lies on the internet? Never. Why would they do that? Why would you lie on the internet? And Tech Priest, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Thanks for the quack, Cideman. Wow. Okay. Okay. Whew. Okay. Alright. I breathed. But so you can imagine the line going down body. Either the spine there. I have a bit of an advantage in that I've practiced this. I understand what placement is for everything for the most part. You can also draw the ribcage as a cylinder, but I'm gonna do a cube. Or a box. Easier to understand there. Same thing with this. Box. So ribcage at 3/4. You can draw it just like this, or you can add a little heart shape around the outside to really emphasize the curve. This would be build because it's kind of a cavity. Just cavity. Making me nervous with every notification. Cosmic Otaku, thank you for the resub. Happy 15 months, welcome back. Thanks for coming back to hang out with us.
Come on chat, keep going, show this cute goblin what you can do. Also you cute honey.
Alright. Missed almost 3 hours testing audio equipment. No worries, it's okay. Cosmic Otaku. I hope the sound equipment is working. Keep drawing. Yeah, keep drawing. Good call. Ooh. But yes, okay, so then we draw the hips. But yeah, for the ribcage, a lot of the times you can just do this. And it'll read as a ribcage. Or, even simpler if you'd like, just draw the little lines. And that's the ribcage. Very simple. Ooh. As someone who's been drawing humanoid characters for as long as I can remember, I would highly recommend joining a life drawing class if you want to learn anatomy. It's super helpful for understanding the forms and how they fit into each other. Or react to each other. Yes, exactly. There's even online life drawing courses. I would highly recommend checking those out too. So, ooh. Gosh. Ooh. That was a level 11 hype train. Level 11. 11. That is so much. Ooh. That's. Come on, brain, focus up. It's all good. Focus up. Okay. Okay. Actually, 10. 10, yes. Line of action is a cool web tool. Yes, line of action is really, really good. Oh, it's a tool. It's a web thing where you can do life drawing. Oh, okay, that's even better. Line of action is just like, this is a line of action. The spine is kind of a line of action. You good, you got this. You almost made it. You won, honey. That's right, Neko, I did. I still have to draw a butt though, so give me a moment. I'll go over this, and then I'll go over butts. I'll draw the butt. Sure. I'll do the butt afterwards. My tummy nervous now. My tummy nervous that I have to draw a butt now. And... this is a bit wacky because there's perspective here. I usually draw volume lines to indicate more perspective, especially if I'm working on a piece that requires me to draw fast. The golden ratio useful for character proportions. What is the golden ratio? Let me look it up real quick. For the butt, they don't teach this at our school yet, but soon, don't worry. What's the golden ratio? Oh, yeah, the spiral. I best $30 spaghetti on each Trump. I'm glad it's worth it. Wait, someone put it. Thank you, Raven. Golden ratio useful for character proportions. I don't think the golden ratio is useful for character proportions. It's more of a composition tool for pieces in general. It doesn't fit just into character poses well. It can be used, but not usually. Right. Muscle now because I've got very general bones down. I'm gonna keep it fairly simple because we haven't gone over muscles yet, so we're keeping it simple. Ooh. Calm down. Think about life drive. It's fine. There we go. And feet. fairly simple. That's how I would apply a kind of mock skeleton to a drawing. Fibonacci. Yeah, the Fibonacci sequence. That's the one I'm thinking of. And level 23. I've actually already done that. I've actually done a full, like, you can find it on my Twitter, but, like, I've done a pretty full breakdown of how to draw breasts. There's a bunch of different ways, and they all move and hang differently depending on, like, if the character's wearing a bra or has the right support, or if the character has a different cup size. There's a lot of differences to note. Excuse me. But yeah, like, I did another stream about it too. Tutorial. Anyways. But especially if you don't make it weird, it's actually something really important to learn. Bone ratio is a lot more used in composition, maybe imposing your character, but human proportions and character proportions are pretty set. Yeah, exactly. Composition pieces, it helps with the focus and the movement of the piece, but for characters, Fibonacci sequence doesn't work as well. Banjo, may I be excused? Fortnite live events begin soon. Ooh, go ahead. You are more than welcome to come back to this lesson whenever. I'm sorry my sneeze is weird. Alright, let's draw a butt. I said I would, so I shall. Wait, no, I didn't even say I would. That wasn't me. Whatever, people expect it now. I'll draw a butt. Landmine, thank you for the 1,000. Cute Goblin got a 10 hype trade. I didn't get a 10 hype trade. Y'all made a 10 hype train happen. I had nothing to do with this. You said it out. Exactly. I'm committed now. Touch the butt. Alright, so let's go over. I can use this as an example. So we're gonna go over hips from the back. We've got the spine, the butterfly again, and the little heart would be here. You wouldn't see it too much past here. Got a rib cage here. Reminds me of Giorno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Shoulders, got the shoulder blades, or not clavicles, scapulas. Please don't TOS me, Twitch. This is for educational purposes. I should probably put the hip bones here. Can't believe the chat peer pressure me into drawing. But gaslight yourself. Can't think about it. I'll just draw the butt. So for drawing this, you have the thinnest point usually, not always. At the waist, you have the skin that will be affected by the hip bone. Like if you look at your own hand, like they're called like handles or something. You can actually grab them. You can see how they're just above the hips. It's where a little bit of fat collects, and it's really soft. You can get a really good squish from it. Love handles, yeah, that's what they're called. It's never stated what kind of butt or in what level of detail. That's true. I do have some freedom in that. Usually the butt is kind of at the base here of the pelvis, and then the line goes here. This feels weird. I don't know how to draw this without getting TOS'd, but I'm gonna draw femme butt just because like that's what I know how to draw better. And there would be a dip sometimes, and then the fat would go around the hip bone, and then you'd have the thigh muscle here. I'm going to draw a bathing suit on top, just in case Daddy Bezos is weird about it. But yeah. And then like, so let's see, if I remember correctly, the way that the glute muscles work, so it wouldn't be a straight across. You can if it's just a quick one, but there would be a little bit of because this is a muscle here that's connecting to the hip, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks something like this, usually a bit closer. Bezos isn't weird? I mean, like, Bezos is already weird. But, like, not breaking DOS. Not breaking DOS, it's fine. Yeah, something like that. That is how to draw butt. Does that satisfy you? Would you like a more masculine butt? Them thick butt, muscle butt. Yeah. I mean, like, you can add thicker thighs, too. That's definitely something you could do. Usually, I don't think it would have, like, that much. Something like that? I don't know, it's a little harder to draw. Yeah, strong thighs. Bullet, thanks for the breathe reading. And auto lick to slide. Thank you for the hydrate. D is good. Is it easier to draw butts from a side view? It's a little easier because, for me, a lot of the times when I do art, I reference my own anatomy because it's just easier. I go to the mirror I have and I just study what the pose would look like if I were doing it, and then I just memorize the muscles, or I take a picture and then reference that in my art. It just makes it so much easier. So it's especially hard to try to get a picture of your backside to understand how, like, the spine may contort if you lean to one side, or how the shoulder blades would move if you raised an arm and, like, tilted your hip. It's a little bit more difficult when you're trying to look. You kind of need someone else, honestly. You either need to get a picture that works out perfectly for your pose, or you just have to get a good picture of your own back. We have cake now. You have been sated. You've been satisfied. Hey, Porion, thanks for the posture check. Getting gaslit into drawing a butt. Call it ass. Pro tip, getting jacked to see the muscles better in the mirror. Yep, that is actually something I did for a little while. Back in art school, I had a couple buddies, and we would all go to the gym to work out. And then it would help us all understand anatomy, because not only were we exercising the muscles properly, but we could actually see more definition in ourselves. So when we referenced ourselves for more art, it was easier. It worked out. Taking videos of yourself, then pulling stills from the videos can help. Yeah, getting stills from the video can help too. If your phone does slow-mo, just set up your phone and record and grab a frame. I just wanted to stretch my back a bit more. Winter has kind of messed up my sleep schedule pretty badly, because I fall asleep at like 5 now. Excuse me. And it's not great. I fall asleep at 5 because the sun goes down really, really early, and so I'll pass out for maybe 2 hours and then wake up again. And then I'm like, I have stuff to do, but also I have to sleep in 4 hours now. Come on, body! Get with the program. Waking up at like 3 to 4 a.m. now. Jeez, that is early. I mean, like, you already woke up early. Like I've seen your stream schedule. You wake up early. Yeah, 5 in the evening. It's so early. It's so early. If the sun is down, apparently so am I. I see you online. Do I have to remind you to sleep too? Yeah, I know. I know, Nick. It's not great. It's not great. Because last time that happened, I passed out at my desk. I was just relaxing, and then like my face hit the Cintiq screen. And I woke up partway through and was like, oh, I shouldn't be sleeping like this. This is bad for my back. And yeah, I had to lay down. Things get messed up if you can dictate your own schedule. Sometimes things get really messed up, yeah. Don't know if it's because I'm sick, but yeah, I wake up at 3 a.m., then 6 a.m., then 8 a.m. Yeah, maybe it's something to do with my sinuses too. Maybe that's what's been happening. I'm gonna draw a butt from the profile. Excuse me. Let's draw your rib cage. Ah yes, I forgot. I will assign you anatomy homework if you'd like. A little optional homework as a treat. I like this. Excuse me. Fancy, you're heading out now. Goodbye and have a good rest of your day. You too. Thank you for dropping by. I'm back to 9-hour shifts and 6 days a week again. 4 a.m. wake up almost every day. Oh my god. You're on my list of I'm looking at you go to sleep. Yeah. I've had a couple people message me like, go to bed. Do it. Go to bed. It's mostly my mods. My mods are very kind and they worry about me and it's very nice of them. Gotta go eat lunch. Take it easy, tea party prince. Have a good lunch. It's almost lunchtime for me, so I'm gonna finish this up and then go do a review and then give homework, and then we can all take a lunch break. Honestly, your homework is the only homework I like. Oh, good. I'm glad it's useful and you like it. Folders up here. I always liked homework that wasn't mandatory, but you still got marks for it, if that makes sense. Like, it helped to boost your grade. But it was also like, it was there to help you learn, not to test you. That's the kind of homework I liked. It didn't happen very often, but it was nice. Since last time I got sick, which was like 2 weeks ago, I tend to go to sleep at 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., which is okay, I guess, because now I get to sleep more. That's not bad. Honestly, that's not bad. $2 for the price of one. Y'all asked, and I feel like this is a good enough time to show. Alright, so if I draw pictorials.
I still remember when the chat had the hype train going non-stop to level 19. They promise you that they will reach level 20 of the hype train. They'll do it because they love you.
That's so kind. But you living happy lives where you're spending money on yourself also makes me quite happy, so don't ever feel bad and feel like you have to reach a super high hype train level. Hey, Brian, I probably burst into your DMs once in a blue moon just to send you like a paragraph or 2 of words, because I'm a massive softie and I like to show my emotions. Those are awesome, though. Like, the main thing is, like, I get so many DMs just in the course of a day. I don't have time to answer all of them because, like, I have to work. I have to do art. I have to finish making my models. And so I feel really bad when I can't respond to all the messages because a lot of them are just kind messages. A lot of them are just very nice things where they're like, hey, I really like this thing you did. And I just wanted to say that. And a lot of them are very, very kind. And I'm just like, it's lost under my notifications. Oh no, I have to go through these. So like once a month, I usually go through all the messages that people try to send me, and I do my best to, at the very least, read them. Do you have DMs from random users still open too? On some platforms, yes. However, it is, I do use it a little bit as just a way of communicating with other streamers. So like, not too bad. Usually if someone sends in something inappropriate, I'm like, cool, instant blocked. And now I can get rid of them in my Discord too. Beautiful. Like a crazy person. Sometimes people are very nice. And I don't want to just shut people out because they're strangers. It's December, but I'm still looking respectfully. Yes. Oh no, it's December. Oh no. Yeah, this is a butt. Yeah. This is kind of what a butt looks like in profile. Ta-da! Just wait until Xmas happens and everyone's feeling super generous in his holiday money to throw around. That's money for you! That's your Christmas money! That's meant for you! Spend your money on like another, I don't know, get an Xbox or something, or a PS5. Surely those exist by now, right? Must be real. Just got Pokemon Legends and Pokemon Scarlet. Ooh. Nice. Actually, that sounds like fun. I've heard the game is pretty fun. Technically, I warned Honey that I was working on Live 2D for the first time, and I knew she wouldn't see it, so the surprise is still there. Ah! I saw it so late. I saw it so late. I remember you mentioned it at one point, and I was like, oh, that's awesome! I'm super excited to see what you make with it. And then you did that. You did the lesson art. You never see it coming. PS5, what's that? Can you eat it? I don't know, but people seem to want it a lot. Or new computer bits for games. True, yeah, invested in your own good computer bits. Alright. Let's go over what we learned today. My college, I on occasions had opportunities to get padding points. The assignment couldn't go beyond 100%, but the extra stuff helped, and the submission wasn't perfect. Yeah, it's really good! It's very, very good. I like those. It made you feel like the teacher actually really wanted you to learn. Alright, so. We went over the general body proportions and how to simplify. So, let me put the skelly band back. And then, let's get one. Oh, I lost the layer. Whoops. But yeah, we basically went over how to simplify these. Make them into boxes in very simple shapes so that you can understand the perspective and how to tilt the bones. Probably the simplest way, once again, is to think of them as boxes and rotate them and move them in ways that kind of make sense to your brain. It is tough and it takes some practice, so don't be discouraged. It takes a while. Second thing we went over, you could do the same thing for animal bones. Very, very similar. They're just different stretched proportions. It's very, very cool. Like frogs, different stretched proportions. Dogs, similar. Of course, we're similar to monkey. There we go. There are masculine, air quotes, and feminine skeletons. However, not always the exact rule. You can push these so much. Don't worry too much about gender when it comes to anatomy. The main difference, typically, is that the statistically feminine hips are wider to allow for a better birth canal, and ribcage is thinner, so shoulders are usually less broad. Masculine characters typically have same length of ribcage to hips.
For monster talk, quadrupedal/bipedal werewolves would have elongated arms and have an approximate gait like a Maine wolf.
Yeah. Again, like, it's just learning how to push them properly. Always viewing. Thank you for the resub. 13 months. But yeah, typically masculine skeletons, because the ribcage and the hips are about the same width, the bodies tend to look a bit more square, so you end up with kind of these shapes, you know? Simplified down, that's kind of what they look like. Not always. You can always reverse these and push these. That's the wonderful thing. Proportions-wise, short stacks, not quite the same as children proportions, however, similar. Usually the difference between short stacks and children characters is like the proportions of the hips and the chest, as well as the face can have different features that are not childlike. Hi Joel, how's it going? I'm just giving an anatomy lesson right now. We're just going over what we learned today. Mostly how to simplify skeletons. Oh, here's the picture. I was looking for this. There we go. So, when looking at this, you can simplify skeletons very, very simply. Use this if I still drew. Yeah, they're weird little tricks that I found that make drawing so much faster. Mr. Hankypie, thank you for the prime. Welcome in. Thank you very much. But yeah, so if you are trying to simplify a skeleton, try to either make it boxes so that you can understand the rotation of the chest and the hips, as well as you can understand how to rotate the head from side to side and up and down and force the angles a bit more. If you want to get slightly closer to drawing skeletons, rib cages, a lot of the times, they're just upside down hearts. They're upside down hearts. You can draw little lines here to emphasize that it is indeed bones. The pelvis is usually a butterfly with a heart on the inside of it. As well as the legs generally tilt inwards slightly for the femur, and then they go straight. I will draw this again just in case for those who haven't seen it. The fingertips usually hit the middle of the femur, so halfway down the thigh. That is generally how long they are. And then the elbows are about as long as the rib cage is. Also, a couple small fun ones. Your hands are about the size of your face. Not your head, your face. Proportions wise, yeah. And then usually, not always, your feet are the length of your forearm. That's a fun one that I love pulling out because when I actually tell that to people, they're so curious they have to actually do it. They actually have to try it, and it's just funny to see people put their feet to the arms. Keep it only for the chat. This tag. You can make whatever tags you want on Twitch. Like, so long as they're appropriate, you can make almost any tag you want. Like I just did. Yeah, right? Right? It's fun. It's neat. And I'm just imagining people just like doing that. Just like, hold on a sec. Let me put my foot to my arm and then just lift it up. Yeah. There's so many weird proportion tricks. Okay, the worst one, like people think I'm joking with this one because it was a trick that was pulled on me as a kid a whole lot. It was like, put your hand to your face, and then usually your friend would tell you, okay, put your hand to your face, and you would do it, and then they would smack the hand against your face. It was rude as heck, but also that's the proportions from the palm of your hand to the tip of your fingers is about the same proportion as, yeah, it's a real big oof, is the same proportion as from your chin to the tips of your eyebrows. Yep. Banjo, as when I get the equipment, I intend to join the VTuber craze. Ooh. You can make a Pikachu tag. Yeah, you can totally do that. Where does the forearm end, though? The forearm? The elbow. Or the wrist. So these 2 points here, this is the elbow, this is the wrist. This is the forearm, and this is the bicep. Is it pinky to thumb length the forearm as well, or is that just my own quirk? Pinky to thumb length the forearm. That might be a quirk. You might just have really long fingers. I haven't tested that one out. Let me just let me try that real quick. All right, pinky to thumb or forearm. Pinky to thumb the length of forearm. Oh, it kind of is actually. No, yeah, I think you're right. This one might depend a little on someone's hand flexibility, though. But yeah, that's not too far off, actually. Oh, cool. There's something new every day. Chin to eyebrows? Yeah. Well, a little slightly above eyebrows. You're gonna end up with some variables, but yes. Also, don't look for what your arm bones look like when you turn your wrist. Oh, that's a fun one. I'm getting schooled. I'm learning. I'm always learning. So from the profile as well, the rib cage is less of a heart, more of just a oval, pretty much. Hips are also tilted. The spine is never really straight because that's just not how it works. Maybe it's straight when we're sitting because, you know, you are tilting your pelvis more, and so that's straightening up your spine. However, if you are standing, your pelvis will be naturally tilted. So your spine will curve like this almost all the time. I had longer fingers, so my little my little bro has long fingers. It would make the guitar so much easier. Yep, if you have longer fingers, you are generally going to be better at playing instruments because you don't have to reach as far, but not impossible. That's a long ass finger range, like piano player reach. Yeah, I think so. You might just have long arms. Again, these are not set in stone rules, like something is wrong if these are not your proportions. These are just general anatomy tips for drawing to keep proportion. My instructors describe the side shape as the torso as a bean. Yeah, that's actually a really good way of describing it. That's what my one of my art teachers actually described it as, is a bean. So it's a really exaggerated one, but yeah. When doing gesture drawing, you kind of draw the torso as a bean. It's cool, it's fun. You can push it, or you can let it not be pushed, but they're bean shaped. That layer for now? Yeah. From the front and the back, proportions are not too different. It's actually a great way of checking if your character's in proportion for both those angles. The only really big difference between front and back is that you won't really draw the breastbone, as well as for the back, you won't really worry too much about the heart shape inside the pelvis. Filled with beasts. What was the next one? Another one is just tracing over a picture with it, trying to add a skeleton underneath it is a really good way of practicing and trying to understand how the spine can twist and how the front of the body, like the torso, can move opposite of the hips. So you see how the torso is pointing forward and then the hips are pointing to the side. It's really good practice. Also, thank you, Wogard. Glad you like it. Going over the last bit of information I went over. Ah, yes. So, the boxes. Relates to this one. Yeah, so drawing... Instead of trying to draw simplified skeletons, if you're not quite ready for that, I recommend trying to draw box people. So, the pelvis is naturally tilted, as we said before. So the box will actually look like this rather than straight on, like the rib cage. It's frustrating to try to remember this because sometimes you forget, and then it kind of throws off the drawing a little bit. But even the head is like a box. You can treat the bones of the legs and the arms and the shoulders even as cubes and boxes. Everything can be simplified into very geometric shapes if you're trying to remember how to, you know, just like how to draw these things. Bedbug! Hi! How are you doing, Bedbug? The bean. If my arm is kind of folded, it fits, but it's stretched out, you won't reach. Hey, Joshi, what's up? I'm trying to think of the rest of the lessons. I think aside from that, we went over skulls. Yeah, we went over skulls. So when drawing skulls, you kind of want to simplify them for the sake of not just speed, but for understanding. Because if you try to draw the skull and the anatomy perfect, you are going to draw very slow and you're going to fixate on the wrong things. You won't be learning as quickly. You want to make sure that you simplify what you see. I'll move these down so you can see better. So drawing like this, although it is very good as an exercise, and if you're into really hyper-realistic drawing, yeah, go for it. However, if you want to be able to draw characters quickly, it's just as useful, if not probably better, to simplify the drawing a whole lot, and then move on to the next piece, which would be like adding features, adding clothing and skin. Maybe not in that order, but yes, like that. A lot of it can be simplified down to top of the head, eyes, nose, and then the jaw and the teeth. The jaw and the teeth are a little bit thinner than the top of the head. But yeah, it's a cranium. Batbug is a cute name. Yeah, Batbug's a great name. Doing good, hope you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing real good. I was feeling a little sick yesterday, but I'm feeling a lot better now. The sun's out. I'm probably gonna go out for a walk just to get some vitamin D, because maybe that'll fix my sleep schedule. But yeah, mostly just been doing pretty good thinking about art and bones. Did an example where I took a pose and then did my own gesture and anatomy for it. Good exercise. And then, yeah, I believe that's about all we did today. Pretty light lesson plan, but a lot to think about and practice to get. Because unlike the other drawing where it's the other lesson on Monday where it was like, yeah, draw stick figures. It's very, very good. It's a good starting point. This takes a little more brain power to get a hold of. This one takes a little bit longer to understand and grasp. So don't feel bad if it's very frustrating, because it takes a while. So don't worry about it. What do you mean I put my clothes on before I put my skin? My brain just imagined that and was like, no, thank you, no thank you. I think the biggest lesson from all of this is gender is a myth, perfect body types are dumb, and love yourself no matter what. Yeah, That's a very good point. All right, I'm going to open up the floor to a Q&A before, wrong layer. Q&A before I just give out homework. So, any questions before I wrap up the lesson? Specifically related to anatomy. First question, why are you so cute? Neko, no, you better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, because ho ho ho, I'm not the only cute one here. I'm learning to accept it. You better too. Always viewing. Happy 13 months, by the way. Sorry if I missed this. And Mr. Hanky Pie, thank you for the prime. Second question, where I can... That's not related to anatomy. That's not an on-topic question. No off-topic questions, please. No. Are we cute, comrade? Because y'all are very kind and polite, and I really like hanging out with y'all. Question, can you wear glasses more because it makes you adorable? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like wearing these glasses. They made me feel smart. What's the difference between Chivas children and short stacks? The difference between children and short stacks. Let's go over that real quick. Now this will vary from artist to artist, but chibis, yes. Chibis, children, and short stacks. Okay, yeah, well, we can go over that. Wait, more homework? Man, I better drop. It's optional homework. You don't have to do it, but if you want to improve, I got a little something that might help. All right, so, chibi, child, short stack. So a chibi character, they're pretty much just a big ol' head with a almost human proportions for the body. Like, not even quite childlike. It's almost like you just shrunk the body or simplified it. There we go. That's kind of what a chibi is. Do we have to draw a dog if it is eat your homework? Your dog eats your homework, you gotta do it again. Chibi's is big head and short stacks big thighs. Yeah. Child is a little bit more realistically proportioned, where maybe they're about... Usually children don't have any curves because typically hormones haven't kicked in, so the ribs to waist ratio is very square. And they're pretty anatomically correct. Humans, it's just their heads are a little bigger. This also depends on what stage the child's development is in. So you can get a whole bunch of different things going on. You can get much shorter, like if you're thinking like toddler age, they would kind of be chubbier almost, because like toddlers need a whole bunch of baby fat before they like spike up in growth. For a child, probably like this proportion. They would still have the hips and the rib cage. Hands would still reach to the halfway to the legs. Chibi's like a Funko Pop. Yeah, exactly. Chibi is basically a Funko Pop. Currently, at drawing cubes and stuff, high emphasis on perspective. Should I apply to my proportions as well, or learn them separately? I would try to learn them at the same time. It takes a little bit. And then a short stack, despite being the same height as a child, generally they can be very, very diverse, and typically short stacks have a lot of curves. This is not locked into gender, this is just what I have noticed with short stackers. So they can have the same height, but different proportions. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably the best way I can explain it. At least this is what is in my mind. What? I'm just showing off the differences. Logan, thanks for the hydrate. Gimli checking in. Yeah, short stacks typically have the connotation of like they're thick in the thighs. Not always, but that's kind of what people associate with it now. I'm just looking for any other questions. NEKO, thank you for the breathe redeem. And thanks for the posture check, blues. Ooh. What would she be short? What would a short stack look like? I think this. This would be this. Or a chibi short stack. Pretty close to this. You literally just like... You grab this. Paste it. Chibify it. Just... Big head. Small body. You'd push it a little bit or simplify it. Maybe instead of doing that. You'd almost make it like softer. Like this kind of. That's kind of what a chibi short stack would look like. I think anyways. I really thought of that too hard. I'm thinking of everything, baby. Yep. I've seen your design. Constructive drawing for anatomy. Yeah, a constructive drawing and anatomy can oftentimes go hand in hand. Will the stream lesson and Q&A be uploaded to your YouTube? Yes, it will. It will be on my Twitch, but it will eventually get onto my YouTube. I try to spread out the VODs, just because I like to make sure that everything is not posted all in one big drop. Then there's Chibi Doki, which is a massive head but no cake. Oh, I thought that was just Chibi. I would call Midna Chibi short stack. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Midna in my mind is more of a short stack, but like I could see how you could consider her Chibi short stack. But yes, any other Q&As? How do I properly draw the skull connected to the spinal column? Every time I draw a skeleton that connects, always feels off. It's like either too close to the center or far back. So I draw them like this. Whether this is technically anatomically correct, up for debate, because it is a very simplified version. But, go. Skeleton, we have bone. And then I usually connect it right here, slightly behind the jaw. Whether this is anatomically correct, you could argue it's not. However, I like it because proportionally it makes sense to me. This is how I would add the neck. If I were adding the neck, I would simplify it a little bit, maybe thin it. Then I would have the shoulder muscles, and the shoulder, and so on and so forth. With the head facing forward, though, do that real quick. It would be right in the middle. If the skeleton is facing the camera, it would be directly in the middle of it. As cheap as you would look credibly. Aline Hyman, thank you for the raid! How was your stream? How was it going? Bit ironic how despite switching majors, you in a way ended up being a teacher. True! Somehow, we circled back to becoming a teacher once again. And you know what? That's kind of nice. I do like teaching. It just wasn't working out for me at the time. Is there a difference between the body type or the classic honey goblin and evil goblin? There is a slight difference. My style changed because my anatomy also changed. Since I practiced and my anatomy skills leveled up kind of because I was studying so many human bodies, I veered a little bit more towards human anatomy, a little less towards goblin, though still technically in goblin territory. It's kind of whatever you make of it. So like my anatomy currently is a little bit taller than most short stacks. Spelling my mistake, no worries. Chibi Doki's into the video. Oh, Chibi Doki! Yes, I know Chibi. Erica, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I'm just taking some Q&A questions about art and anatomy, and then I'll assign some homework at the end of stream. You're very good at teaching art. The fact that you're passionate about it clearly helps. Thank you. Yeah. Yo, cool art. Thank you. Oh, you're doing art as well? Nice. What were y'all drawing? The anatomy of the cute. Shush, shush. I'm gonna panic. Cosmic, thank you for the 250 shinies. Guy, gotta go work on a group project. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Miss Goblin, you've had a great and wonderfully cute art teacher today. Thanks, guy. I hope your group project goes well. Take it easy. Cosmic Otaku, it's important to note that some of this is generality. Yes, very important. Some people are more neotenous or paidomorphic in adulthood and others more generotomorphic. I don't know what any of those words mean, sorry. East Asians, for example, have higher average retention of neotenous traits, while Australian or Aboriginals have low retention of these traits. Trunk-like proportions also come due to varied genetics. These are evolutionary adaptations to environmental and cultural pressures. Yes. Experiment. Because a lot of the anatomy that we have learned today, and the fact that I have learned, is really based on white America. So it's not all accurate. That is why I say none of body types that are outside of this are wrong at all. So experiment. Look around. See what you can learn. Try different things. Push proportions and anatomy. But do get a good foundation of it. In fact, reference yourself. That is very helpful. Had a great stream playing some Dragonflight. Ooh, Dragonflight. Sounds pretty cool. I've never heard of that. When are you gonna do wing anatomy as well? I mean, I could do wing anatomy, but it's I would probably hold off on that for a little bit because I'm just going over basics. More specific anatomy can come later on. Hi, Chief Gardener. And Larguyote. Hope I pronounced that okay. Thank you for the resub. Happy 2 months. Happy to be here. Greetings from Chile. I really love you, honey. The most beautiful couple. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you're having a fun time, and thanks for saying hi. NEKO. With the head bones, I always get confused. I end up drawing faster without using anatomy there. So every day I ask myself, how can I be so cute? Dang it! Keep getting me. You keep getting me at these. Really hope within the next week or so I will get it so I can join with homework assignments. Even if it doesn't take a week, keep working at it. That's okay. The homework assignments are also for you to do whenever you're feeling it. You don't gotta force it. I have custom characters that I created, Andrew myself, but the oval head that he's supposed to have is kind of hard to draw. Is there a way to draw an oval head easier? I drew a short stack head, like my head. Oval heads are a little tricky, because it takes already some knowledge of anatomy, but this is how I draw my head, which is pretty oval shaped. It's very like Yoda or Stewie Griffin-esque. But the anatomy would be something like... Anatomy would be something like this, where the cheekbones come like this. Eyes are typically bigger for me. The nose is still up here. And then we have teeth. That is generally how I draw more goblin-esque skulls. So it helps to... what I'm looking for. It helps to break down the proportions if you study more anatomy. Let me just double check. I'm just making sure that vBridger is working. I think I have to reset it one last time. This soundtrack really reminds me of Hollow Knight. Man, now I really want to play Hollow Knight. Maybe I'll do that later. Maybe I'll grab some food and do that later. I think that could be good. Just a good break. I got you because I'm telling the truth on both things. Right. So just to be clear, skeleton structure is kind of optional. But if I want to be better at our proportions and anatomy so it can be more accurate, it's required. Yes. The accurate skeletal anatomy is not necessary, but the simplified skeletal anatomy is probably necessary if you want to get better at character art. Dang it, vtuber, I just reset you. There we go. I think. There we go. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. My old art teacher would just sketch people from world news websites to practice drawing a wider variety of people and more average people over what is just considered traditionally pretty. Yes, that is actually really good. What my art teacher used to make us do is he would make us go out in public into like very, very populated areas and just draw people. Doesn't matter what kind of people. In fact, the more variety, the better. But the more you draw other people, the more you can grasp how to draw people's differences and grasp their face anatomy. How would you handle different skull structures with different teeth, such as fangs? Like, would a werewolf skull be different than a straight-up wolf head? That is a stylistic choice, I think, because some people have, when they draw werewolves, they draw them very, very close to canine faces. Other times, it's only a little bit canine faces. That, I think, is a practice thing. I would practice drawing the specific were animal, like the animal itself, because that can give you a better understanding of how to morph a humanoid head into an animal face and find a happy medium. Mostly based on Mediterranean ideals, Hellenic and Roman
2 of 3
ideas.
things Goblin needs for VA work. Support your local beautiful gob girls.
Nice. Ooh, I'm very excited. Gabi's got such a good voice. I'm so excited to see what kind of work she's gonna do. The oval shape from a profile standpoint, if you were to do that, looks like an egg form from the side. If you know what that would be, skull, that would mean like a short stack from profile. It would be very similar. Honestly, the way I draw it is very, very similar to humanoid heads. I just make it more oval-esque. Yeah, that's how I draw it. Just like that. Not too different from regular heads. Dang it. Computer's being tired. Hi, Stargazer. You could do a football shape like Stu Griffin. Yes, you could. Let me see. How can I be cute like teacher? You already are. You already are. Don't worry about a dingus. Lycanthropy is an odd thing to do. Yeah, I am also not super well-versed in drawing werewolves because I usually just draw wolves when I do, so it's hard to find a middle ground. I refuse to key smash, but internally I am. Nah, gotcha, dingus. Gotcha. One thing I will do is, while I have this up, I will draw my homework because my model is freezing. It's being funky. Being a funky little guy. Connect. There we go. Okay, that should... Nope. What is eating at my computer's RAM? Nothing, actually. Oh, maybe the Windows update messed it up. Okay. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do then. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna reset this. Reset it real quick. Apologies, I'm just gonna test this out. Oh, I wonder... Oh, actually, I know what it is. Well, I think I know what it is. Yeah, okay. I think I know what it is. Perfect.
A few moments later.
A second later. Download more RAM. Obviously I'm just thinking about it wrong. I'm not thinking about this correctly. But I think what it is there's a light reflecting directly on my phone camera. So it's probably, jeez. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, every time I move my head away, yeah, a light shines directly into my iPhone camera. Okay, now I know what that is. Let me just catch up. Any other questions before we, before I assign y'all some homework? What? Let's see.
I will willingly be the class clown for this moment. Will I get extra credit based on the short stack's chest size?
No, that's good practice though. Drawing different size chests is actually very, very good practice for proportions as well as like breast anatomy. So highly recommend trying it out. It's the Pooter Gremlins nomin on your RAM. Yep, they're eating away at it. Why are they eating away at it? Also, Vaporeon, thank you for that. Saw some concept art for lycanthropy in Harry Potter films, and people were saying how they love the more realistic it was and how it looked more like a disease in a fantasy. I really like that too. That's a good one. Last question. Why are you so... Come on! Come on! Come on. Yeah, it's definitely like if I move my head slightly. Yeah, it's just the light. Cool, good to know. Silver, thank you. Remember gravity when drawing big chests. Yes, and small ones. And just gravity is a generally good thing to remember. It's just very, very... there's so much to apply to physics for a drawing. It's hard to remember and it's overwhelming. So, for homework, I would recommend you take stock images, and such as that dancer image I found earlier, and next to it, or even over top of it, draw the simplified skeleton or the boxes. Do that for about 5 to 10 poses. And if you can, try to do it a couple times throughout the week. That is probably the best practice you can get in terms of understanding how rib cages, hips, and skeletal structures work underneath poses. You don't have to draw the full pose, just the skeletal structure underneath. Already do that regularly? Nice! That's really good then. Now I have homework. What will I give Honey before Monday? JK. Unless... That sounds like a threat.
I don't know how hips work. All I know is that they don't lay a woo.
It's been so long since I've listened to Shakira. Maybe I'll do that after stream. I'll listen to some Shakira, cook some leftover curry. Ooh. How do you draw a duck bill on an elongated skull from the side profile? Oh no, actually. I think you just draw a duck bill. Just like you could Photoshop, grab a duck bill, and then put it on someone's profile view. I'm not sure how to draw anthropomorphic stuff like that. Also, hi Furfla. How's it going? Camera's blinded by the light. Pretty much. It's blinded by the light. Have a great day, honey. Great lesson. Thanks, Bloodass. Check. Let me check. I have so many things open right now. Oh my gosh. Man, this playlist is... Ayo, Kudis. That is really good. Oh my gosh. And your king, that art is so good. Okay, all right. I'm getting a little too distracted. Whew. I keep showing up late only to hear what homework is. Well, now you have good homework. You ever have trouble finding photo refs? 3D models are a nice alternative. 3D models are quite good, yes. They don't have everything. They do have a lot. So I would still recommend trying to draw from pictures or from life if you can. It could really help with your understanding of anatomy. Did the hi honey meme ever bother you? Nah, not really. If anything, I won. I got to hear so many cool streamers say hi honey, and it felt like it was just for me. You can just spin them around at any angle you want. True. Yeah, that's the nice thing about 3D models is like you can just rotate them until you get the angle you want. I use 3D models for certain poses that I don't have reference for, and ones where it's like, it's not my body type or my proportions, so let's use a 3D model to help with that. For every action, there's an equal opposite reaction, meaning every time Neko calls you cute, they also are called cute. Very true. Watch out, Neko. Howdy, Lead Nima. Lead Nima. Your tracking model movement stuff is radical. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And hi, Chaos. There are full body 3D scans of muscular people you can buy for a decent price. Ooh. That might be pretty useful. I mean, I should look into that. Does the god make any holiday themed outfits? Nope. Well, I mean, like, this is technically a Halloween themed outfit. This is the Halloween, baby. It's nice. I like it. I definitely won't have anything for Christmas planned. However, the next model is gonna be quite special. I've been working on it so long. It is not my own model. It is someone else's model. But oh, it's gonna be fun. I think y'all are gonna like it. 6. Why, thank you, Neko. Thank you. Maybe look into Second Life. There's decades of user-created content over there. All kinds of models and ways to pose. Oh, yeah, good point. I could look there. It's Yabeen, bro. Welcome in. Thank you for the prime. How are you doing? It's Yabeen, bro. I don't know why that one makes me laugh. Hey, Wackadoodle. I'm doing good. I'm just wrapping up, relaxing. I have assigned the homework. Y'all have things to do. Oh, yes.
When will you be showing us how to draw something that is super cute? Or do you not want to do a self-portrait?
Why are y'all so smooth? Y'all are so smooth. Jeez. How dare you? Smooth? In my chat? Y'all are... Ooh. Y'all are too good. The red is good for Christmas. You need a hat and you're ready for Christmas. Exactly. All I gotta do is wear a hat. And maybe like... Maybe add some like jingly bells. Ooh. Jingly bells. Oh, wow. Just stretching out my back. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any redeems, just in case. The only downside of VTubing is that when we fluster honey, we can't see her blush in real time. That's the secret. I'm always blushing. It's actually a thing, though. It's just like my cheeks are a little bit red constantly. I included that in my first model. Like that was actually something that happens with my face. It's just I've always got a little bit of red cheeks. Smooth brain, spooner lines. You can draw straight lines if you just don't think. If you just don't overthink anything, it'll be fine. This is why I can't wait to video. I'm so excited, Dingus! Ah! Pink undertone homies? Yes! Oh, it's not just me. Nice!
Smooth? How can you say that? It's not like we always plan to remind you how cute, adorable, beautiful, great, nice, pretty and cute you are. Also you are cute. Love you, I kith you, I kith you, I kith you, I kith you.
I get you, Neko, I get you! Thanks. Ah. Why? Why? I was just having fun. Vibing, having fun with my friends. Why would you bonk me like this? Oh, Goladad, thank you for the ear wiggles. I could have sworn I did that, but if not, there you go again. Logan, thank you for the hydrate. I'm gonna drink another one. Whew. And real folks, thanks for the posture check. Oh, thanks for the breathe. Alright, that was a while ago? Yeah, it was. I missed it. I was a little busy with brain not working. Look at it this way. You only need to look in a mirror for cute reference. Oh, come on. Come on. Gecko Penani is cute for me. No. I can undo it. I can undo it. I can undo it. Let me see. Can I unpin this actually? Aha! I can unpin this message. Neat. Dingus, I'm medium rare. That's a great way of putting it. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Let's see who's awake. Who's up? Oh, there's a lot of people awake right now. Sweet.
Who are you rating cute Goblin?
Ooh.
You cute. Cute. Keep using the cute tag. Cute, cute, cute.
Does this message ever end? Come on, Kim. We just spam chat. Yeah. Nothing to worry about. You could just spam chat. Let's see. Who is awake? Don't want to raid them while they're ending. Oh! You know who we're visiting. We're gonna see Bozo in a fight. We're also gonna see Snack in a fight. He's gonna be late if I don't send him over there. Come on, we gotta support our boy. The boy is battling. All right, I'll fix me sleep for our class. Yeah, get some sleep. Make sure you take care of yourself. You need it. I'll thank you for the lesson in the stream. I got lots of time to practice because I was sick. Stay healthy and have a great weekend. You too. Take it easy. But yes, in case y'all are wondering, we are going to visit the lovely Jumpster because I've actually entered this lovely guy, Snack down here, into a fight. So you're gonna see him battle it out. I think it'll be fun. I can't remember if the fight has already happened, but it looks like things are still going on. Oh my gosh, I love Jummy's outfit. I love Jummy's outfit so much. All right. We don't need to drop. Tell you what, that is true. Chat absolutely
I'm
did
to show
gaslight.
how cute is Honey.
Thanks, Kim. All right. I think this will be very fun because Jummy's great. Also, this is a very fun fight. I'm so excited to see what the results are. I think it's gonna be good. But do your homework if you feel in it. And I will be doing another art lesson stream. We're gonna be going over gestures on Monday at 6 p.m. EST. I really hope that my messed up sleep schedule lets me do this, because if not, we're gonna see what happens. We're just gonna mess around and find out. You just said, shh, oh no. Oh no, you're going into a raid. Oh no. Okay, call me cute there. What are you gonna do? Guess you just have to have a fun time over at Jumpsters. Be good, all right? Take it easy, and I will see y'all very soon. Fix your sleep schedules, because I'm gonna try. I will catch y'all later. Bye-bye.